because I don't know if that's copyrighted or not. I just like to throw that in on the stream. Let me go ahead and unmute myself.
Thing, then you're doing it
Go
wrong.
by TF121's latest number, 16. Sorry.
They're still setting things up. There it is.
Yep, you lost it, Nearsk. All right, let me get Task Force 121. Do you all want to attack or defend?
Gentlemen, shout it out real quick. Attack or defend?
Attack.
Attack.
All right, let's get you on blue.
What's the music? Let me grab it real quick. I'm also going to be adding things to the multi here and there because people
delay that.
All right, let's get 29th. Are you here?
We are here.
I didn't see your numbers.
That's
oh, there they are. I'm blind. Did I write them down? I didn't write them down. I don't know what I'm doing, Corporal Drake. Can I get the second on independent? Let me get the Let me get TSB on blue 4. Let me get the 29th on N4. Let me get the CSCAA mix on blue 4.
Greg, you bastard.
Let's go ahead and put Scandi Recon on blue 4. Let me get Tau on N4.
Work switch with Poe.
Let me, you know what, we're down to low group numbers. If you are a individual player not connecting with a group, please slot on blue 4.
No, it's not Tunok. That's copyrighted, I'm afraid.
Players, or?
Yeah. Centaur players are individual. Sorry.
I love that
song,
If you are
individual,
though.
Which also makes you Centaur, slot on blue.
Would you like 15th mute to do that, even though our guys are going to come in a little bit later?
No, it's fine. I can just count you as your in group. Let me get the Welsh. Let's put y'all on blue. Let's get BPL on N4.
Let's take Fox 1.
15th, you can come N4.
Hey, Lieutenant, I've miscounted some of my guys. I actually have 8 in here right now, and I've got a 9th asking to come if that's okay.
That is fine.
Actually, sorry, I still can't count. I said 8. I mean, now I have 10, and it's an 11th.
That is fine.
Nemesis asked me for the multi, so I passed it to him.
46 players from Cap, so you are good to go. Let me get Chad on blue. 13th, you all can come in for.
All right, there we go. And I think I'll be solo shoutcasting this branch tonight, so that'll be very fun. That just means it's me and chat.
And Hilf can go blue.
We'll see how that all goes, but I always enjoy that the most. They also apparently made FNF Bingo, so we'll see how that goes.
Alrighty, so I have an N4 company, I have a blue 4 company. Alrighty, Hassinger, you have 60 seconds on the clock. Get your platoon or company together, Rad.
Alright, Delta team needs a squad lead. I don't know if somebody's doing it from a different position, but Delta needs a squad lead. Bravo 2, you guys need a team lead.
And I do have some notes for announcements to give off.
I would like to have another MMG. I would like for another.
No.
I don't care who would like to slot down to that, but that would be much appreciated if we could have 2. Delta 2, you are by yourself, Striker Boa, so I'm going to have you jump up to Delta 1. And I'm good.
We still don't have a squad lead for Alpha. On green 4.
We need Fox. There's 1 or 1 more guy to Fox, there's 2.
On N4, you guys have squad leads for Bravo and Alpha? PFC Eagle and Private CO, are you guys just...
There's 2 more of them coming in, so they'll fill on that slot, or those slots.
Copy, I would like one of your guys there to take team lead. Charlie 2, you guys do not have a squad lead, so Vagrant and Buckets, I'll have you guys slot somewhere else that has people.
I'll fill that in for squad lead, they can stay there.
Yeah, we're gonna need Matt Tim.
Copy, alright. I'm good.
Alrighty. Pierce, you have 60 seconds to get your company together.
Right, I need either Finn or Koak to take first platoon lead. Decide between you.
Noted.
Prefer not taking it.
Koak, please. Okay, Finn?
Finn said not it first. Thing, not it.
Yeah, he did say
Alright, Koak, take it now.
Fine.
Right, there we go.
This is round 1 of NA.
Insisted.
Oh, Mox, be careful. Modedic wants to give you a permanent sub to the channel.
You need the M1777s.
I'm just gonna hand those out to the squad level.
Killingau, it wasn't my mission, so I didn't make the decision here, but the scars are 762, the G36s are 556 base, so I'm just writing down in the mission what's down in the mission, you know? This was made by Malcolm. He's reach out to him on Discord, but
we're missing a squad lead for Alpha and
I don't know.
too, so Staffelberg, can you push up to that?
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't see where they're missing a Alpha team lead or a squad lead, because both Alpha slots are filled.
They are now, yeah. Staffelberg hopped up.
Yeah, that's fair, Mox.
Delta
it's always
still
better to
doesn't have
donate
a
to
squad
the
lead.
streamer than have Twitch take the 50% cut through
We're talking about
bits or
Blue 4.
subs.
Blue 4 is adjusting their company right now.
Okay, yeah, no.
Right now we're 47 versus 57. Are we expecting?
Yeah, no,
But yeah, I haven't published any missions for FNF recently, because actually at all, period, technically, because I had some and then they changed things
Pierce,
and I never updated them.
No, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm good.
I just got.
I've just been busy with other things.
Alrighty, let's.
Guy in that squad.
What squad are we talking about?
Fox 1, Blue 4.
We have it.
Yeah, there's another dude.
Alright.
For N4,
It's filled.
Alright.
Delta squad lead on N4.
Alright.
We got it. Delta 1 lead is going to be Delta lead. There's no Delta 2, so it's fine.
It is possible to lead from a team. They'll get on company comms to be fine. Or platoon comms.
Alright, let's push the match screen.
Alright, let's see how things go.
Dorime. Oh.
He's ready to get kicked.
Oh yeah, there goes Mountain.
Check it off, boys.
Don't drink shit. I'm not drinking for that. It's just
It's
Mountain.
going faster than I can
Well, yeah,
count
there's a lot of pros and cons. I was just replying to what Mox said,
Come on,
so.
buddy.
Goddamn.
Jinxing us.
It's your time to shine.
Hey now, Ameno
Life,
is a really
COVID,
good
and Blood
fucking
Wine.
song.
Yeah.
Mountain White.
Alright. We will.
Why is there an op force
Alright.
symbol?
Who made the mission?
I did. Mountain.
Alright, give us a brief.
Attack, defend, both sides have 7.62 rifles. N4 has a lot of 50 cals, and Blue 4 has a lot of ways to kill those 50 cals. Any questions?
G36s aren't 7.62 though.
I'm sorry you went very fast there.
Attack, defend, OP4, N4. N4 has a lot of 50 cals. Blue 4 has a lot of ways to kill those 50 cals. Any questions?
What?
No.
Question from M4 company lead.
No questions at this time.
Alrighty, this is round 1 of the night. Let's get it started. Round 1 of FNF starts.
Meant to say right now, I'm going to change my name to LCPL Liru, because usually I name it, give Twitch URLs in there, so people give me their Twitch URLs. And we're back on, hitting my buttons here to make the menus go away. I need to quickly look to independent because he said 7.62 rifles. Yeah, no, he switched them to AKMs. So let me go in the mission command and just get rid of that. Because now both sides have 7.62 based weaponry. I don't know why it was written that they had G36s if there's no... I don't know. Alright, whatever. This wouldn't be the first time that the description didn't match the thing. I'm gonna poke Iceberg with something real quick. So Iceberg's been making a bunch of FNF bingo related stuff, and we were coming up with ideas for it. And another one should be the fucking mission description doesn't match the gear. Because you guys saw that said G36s, right? He didn't mean G3s though, because these are AKMs. Because... Yeah, and Iceberg immediately replies with, yes, yes! With capital letters, I love it. Yeah, so there is a player numbers advantage in there. Did the mission not save, for the love of God? But yeah, there's a 15% numbers advantage on Blue 4 because they're the attacking team. Usually the attacking team gets some sort of numbers advantage here, but let me... Yeah, okay, that's updated. Cool, 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 cool. But now, let's look at Green 4 here. Green 4, they're AKM-based. God, what type of armor? It's a Russian body armor. I forget what faction uses it though, because it's again RHS based. I want to say Sarani Defense Force or something like that, but you see that they're built off of AAF kits, and then they have a script that re-scripts their weaponry to that. But we have 4 mobile 50 cal technicals. We got 3 static HMG technicals. These are the vanilla statics. The MAT team is the Igla for Green 4. And let me just quickly look at their squad-based machine gun's going to be a PKM, so we're likely going to see PKP for... No, we don't have any machine gun teams, actually. That's interesting. Actually, as I say that, I click on Con Science here, he has the PKP. So, basically your general OP4 base group, but they're using, you know, 50 cal statics as defense. Looks like it's going to be an ammo cache defense 2 on 2 sites. Here's the first one, and the second one is over here in this town. Now, Blue 4, the attacking faction, all they see is the... smoked in, the locked in areas right here. Actually, because we don't have anyone coing today, I can give you an extra treat here, guys. Let me go into my tools. Let's go under options, and I'm going to throw on my TFAR plugin. And it'll kick me in there in a second. Or it'll just crash my frickin' TFAR client, of course. Thank you, TFAR. Really cool. Alright, give me 1 second. But we can listen to them locally until they start dying, in which case I gotta go back up to casting couch, because then they'll be able to hear me, but... don't you love it?
Error.
You have it on workshop? Okay, then what you gotta do is you gotta go over to, the local file browser on ARMA 3.
Alright, so that was someone walking someone in on how to download the mod set. Now TFAR should take me. Or TFAR... Fucking TeamSpeak crashed again! Piece of shit! Alright, well, I guess today was the day that the world decides to screw me here. Yeah, I know, right? I gotta get good or something. Who the fuck knows? That's... a little infuriating, if you ask me, but I'm gonna try one more time, and if it crashes the fucking application again, I'll just
Now after that, make sure you
Channel switched.
Yeah, because it's moving me, but then it's kicking me out. So let's try this. I apologize, guys. I don't mean for it to do this, do me dirty like this, but what can you do? Alright, trying one more time, and if it doesn't let me, it doesn't let me.
Error.
Okay,
Channel
come on.
switched.
No, it crashed again. Alright, so it does not like me. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do it today. For whatever reason, TeamSpeak just doesn't want to be stable for me when I throw the plugin on, so whatever. I tried. We'll just have to assume what they're thinking of when they get into everything there.
User left your channel. Channel switched.
That's a shame. Okay. Otherwise, we'll go off the get-go there. So, the black zones, again, represent where Blue 4 knows where the cache location is, but they still have to search everything, and Green 4 can use that to their advantage. Meanwhile, Blue 4, starting up on the top, they've got Scars, which are 20-round 7.62 rifles, and they have... their Grenadiers are still going to be 5.56 base, so... a little bit of a disadvantage for them because... they only have 20-round magazines for 7.62, whereas their hostile faction is going to have 30-round magazines, and not all of their guys are going to have 7.62-based weaponry. But they do have a custom Friday Night Fights config file that helps kind of rebalance some of the caliber weaponry, so it's a little bit more balanced. Killing Gao saying, call Moneybags and have him pay for better client. I don't think there's anything that he could do to fix something like that, but I'll keep that suggestion with a grain of salt, Killing Gao. How's the server? Server is better. They were having some more desync issues for EU, so I was only able to cover one round. That is because they were testing some new scripture, and the script kind of blew up in their face, but they allegedly were able to restabilize it. I got some really funny highlights out of it too. We saw Phasmophobia in Arma 3 with an active hunt going on with a CSAT guy, and we also had a really funny Detroit Become Human moment of the server just started mass kicking people in the lobby, and I just was laughing my ass off. Otherwise, Blue 4, back to the action. We got 249s for the machine guns, and we have 240 Bravos for the machine gun teams. I already saw one of them around here, and otherwise, you know, with the pilots, you got the marksman. There's a 240 Bravo. We saw a marksman rifle with, you know, the Mark 11 with an MOS scope. That's always parallel between the groups. You got an SVD with that or the Mark 11, but the Mark 11 has, I think, a 20-round magazine instead of a 10. But otherwise, you have the helicopters right here, which are 2 Hueys. One is completely loaded to bear, and the other one, I guess, is just going to be a pilot and a gunner, so that's a little interesting to see. Usually, you only want to see 3 people in the crews. That way, the gunner can switch when that one's out of ammo. You can go to the other one. And then we got the transport Vics, we got the 2 armed Humvees, and we have the 117s. Again, the Grenadier, the grenade machine gun, GMG, is rescripted to fire 7.62 instead of the machine gun for grenades, because that's pretty damn OP. So you have some guys still spawning in as NATO units. Again, once they spawn in, they start moving. A script rescripts them to have the proper gear, which you just saw happen right there. So overall, this will be about a 105-person operation. Someone just messaged me. And I have another viewpoint for the multi-Twitch. So give me 1 second to do multi. And there we go. We got a lot of people streaming that downstairs. If something works, doesn't work, just throw money at it. Yeah. If only it worked that way in Arma 3's sense, which honestly it doesn't. It's just a lot of trial and error and crying. Now, interesting enough, we do have the explosive specialist for Green 4 going out into the forest. I think they're going to try to put some distant explosive traps, which is kind of cool. I would much rather prefer them I would much rather prefer seeing them, putting explosive traps around a cache itself. That way it maximizes the chance of Blue 4 actually going up to the trap, whereas putting them in the forest right here can make it difficult. But it's also because the engineers are also the guys that can build fortifications like this. So we just saw a bunker get put down that Green 4 is probably going to use as an overwatch point for their strategy. Overall with this AO, if I was Blue 4, I have done a few AOs around this part of Kujari. It's pretty nice. This town, in my opinion, is actually a lot more defensible than this town. Here's why. Blue 4, especially with this low fog here, they have a lot of opportunity to get right on top of this town. The only real difficult part of this town is the little bit of perimeter you get between the buildings themselves and the tree line. But the tree lines are on the higher ground with the forest, so down here with the fog, it's going to be a lot tougher to see people unless they blatantly skyline compared to people up here that can just look over and look into the fog and see the, you know, the white and black silhouettes in the fog itself. So, I mean, if they had all white gear and, like, white guns, it would be a lot better, but I think Green 4 is going to find themselves a little at a disadvantage here defending this specific AO. There's a lot of places that they can hold an interior perimeter, but at that point, having Blue 4 get right on top of you through these, you know, blocks of buildings would be really, really difficult for, you know, Green 4 to kind of counter. Now, looking at the other AO, on the other hand, look at this. You have a perimeter, which is this village. You have a lot of places on the high ground that you can put sandbags and stuff to cover yourselves, and you have all of this open territory on the outskirts to prevent Blue 4 from coming in. So if I were to argue with you, and then, I mean, we got extra spots right here where you can set up little murder holes and shit. And, you know, that helps limit the 50 Calvics coming in and killing you. So I would argue this is the better AO to defend from. I would put a lot more guys in there, and then maybe like a skeleton crew in this AO to kind of get behind Blue 4's lines and take them out from the rear. The argument, though, with this AO is that it's big and there's a lot of room to have CQC, but it's difficult to say because there's a lot of cereal box buildings. What I mean cereal box is there's no texture for its interior, so it's just, you know, an asset, a building that you can't enter. For example, like this one, which is, you know, fully enterable and shit, which happens to have the cache. Now, don't get me wrong, this building itself with the cache, where the cache is in, excuse me, is a lot better. Like, you can put a squad in there, Wickety split, it would be a little packed. I'd say a team would be better, and you can set up a lot of, you know, you can hold out for a while, but just, I think instead Independence trying to set up an outer perimeter here.
Wish I had a PC to play with you guys.
But I don't think that's good for Green 4 to do in this situation. You know, I think it would be spent a lot better somewhere else. Oh my, and then you also have this. This isn't going to get abused to high hell at all. You know, Blue 4 can just get under there and shoot through the bottom of that bunker right there and murk them, unless there's a hidden solid right there. But yeah, I do not like Green 4's strategy. I think they're gonna sacrifice that AO to defend this one, when in reality they need to be doing the opposite, because Blue 4 can easily get into this AO, whereas this AO would be a lot harder for them to push in. But that's the nature of Friday Night Fights. You see two different strategies get put in through the commands of both sides, and you get to see how they mash, and we all enjoy watching them get murdered. But Wolf Hunter, thanks for the 3-month resub. I hope your computer gets upgraded soon. There's so many things we can do in Arma that I would love for you to participate in, but regardless, till then, hope you keep enjoying the ops, hope you enjoy this branch of Friday Night Fights, and I hope you're staying safe from COVID. Is there going to be anything fun in the fog? Good question. I don't know. I mean, it's covering the low ground pretty well, but this is just going to give Blue 4 an advantage to move in. The issue with the area around the Green 4 position here is it's out of the fog, which makes these positions a lot easier to spot. So, I don't know. I think they're being a little, like, they have the right idea. Like, if you just took everyone in this town and then you built some cops, like, on the outside and really, like, for example, you got a blind spot. Like, let's find where a blind spot is. We have a blind spot right here, where, you know, it's hard for, you know, some angles to kind of see over this hill. Put the cop right here and lock that down because you still have that open area, you know? But anyway, there's the mission start. Green 4 has made their bed here, and now they're going to lie in it. I do like how they decided to pick one AO to defend, to put all their eggs in one basket for that defense. It's a 50-minute round. We'll have to see how things go, but I don't know. And yeah, I mean, Tempesto's right. Blue 4 can gain a massive advantage by overloading more defensible positions. I mean, all Blue 4 has to do is spearhead into here, but look at the rear security. If Blue 4 decides to hit this AO first and then come around on the southern side, they could completely catch Green 4 off guard. And nothing's worse on a defending player base than making them have to reposition from the defensive lines they've made into, you know, trying to counterattack and attacking force with no plan or fortifications. So I could easily see a flaw in Green 4's plan. If they take that, they'll probably reassign units to defend this sector, but, you know, right here with vehicles, you could easily get guys in the low ground, dismount here, and then boom, you're in the town. And it looks like Anderson, I think, is understanding that potential risk. He is one of the head honchos in Friday Night Fights. He's going to probably set up a 50 cal down here to try and hold that spot. But hopefully an alligator doesn't get him. Either way, Blue 4 has already begun sending vehicles down. We've got both Hueys deploying here. We've got 5+ and 8+, so we probably have like a fire team or two. And the fire teams, again, they're not like 4 people. The fire teams can be up to like 6 or 7 people in size. So they might be trying to do a rush objective or deploy somewhere to the south to open up a pincer maneuver. We also see possibly, yep, a fire team worth of guys with a 50 cal truck that are going to try to do something, some sort of counterattack here, potentially hold this T intersection to harass any Blue 4 guys coming in, so should be interesting. Yeah, no, there's no desync or lag so far. I think they coordinated the issues and fixed them in EU, similar to what happened last week to, you know, make it work for NA, but we'll have to see how things go. No, there are no boats. Kujari, it's pretty hard to do boat ops on because the rivers aren't 100%. Like they're deep enough to let like small RHIBs through, but there's not that much of the map that has the river here. I say that and we see the entire river going here. But my point is there's like breaks in the river that, you know, you can't really traverse the entire thing by boat. But if we ever do Kujari back in the mod set for TSB, I'll look into possibly doing a river op on that. But yeah, no, we got Blue 4 coming in. They're doing a landing over here. This would be Iceberg, dropping off a marksman team of Platoon Medic and Galil, and they're part of Platoon 1 HQ. And they're going to probably try to recon this objective out to see if it's safe. Then this other team is going to probably deploy south somewhere. Meanwhile, we got Blue 4 dismounting early on, potentially foreseeing that Green 4 ambush. That's pretty smart. And they're probably going to go the rest of the way on foot. So good tactics on Blue 4 to anticipate Independent trying to do a counterattack rush. Basically where Green 4 charges to Blue 4 spawn, tries to run into them in transit and get a bunch of kills on their, you know, the Blue 4's mounted Vix, specifically transports to score a bunch of free kills early on. So Blue 4 is playing defensive on that, so it's interesting. Who's playing tonight? Well, let's look on the roster. We got people like Pierce, Victor Koak, a lot of people from TSB in both the TSB branch and Scandi Recon. Stalingrad, who is really Stottenberg, but we also call Stalin Bay. Staten Bay, excuse me. Let's see, Wiki, Night Owl, people I recognize. Thrawn Boy, he's in the group of people from Paw Patrol that I Zeus for now. We got Task Force 121, the people I did the Liberation charity stream with. I joined in on them doing it, which was pretty cool. G-Legs is in here, one of the, you know, bigger shots in FNF. I don't see T5 Bay or T4 Herb. Nope, as I say that, here's T4 and T5. Two really heavy-hitting players. Got Boston, I believe he is streaming on the multi. Foehammer, who I see occasionally in PvP stuff. Usually I see him flying, so it's interesting to see him on the ground today. Hoyt, Warwick, Firefighter, Mannerheim, all of those people I recognize. So yeah, no, a lot of heavy hitters tonight. Paw Patrol, it's a long story. But we'll start seeing a cool campaign. I'm working with them later. We had a Halloween op where they were fighting a bunch of furries last night. And they lost, and then got stripped. And then I ended the mission before anything more inappropriate happened. But let's see. Blue 4, they're going to try to do a close landing here. I haven't seen any of those aircraft going to do any recon yet, which is interesting. Normally for the Hueys, you'd want to see stuff like that. The Hueys would draw out fire from independent positions, and then the helicopter pilots would mark where those are. So Blue 4 would know going in where the heavy guns are so they can avoid them or attack them head on. But yeah, we'll probably see that Paw Patrol mission tomorrow as a funny Halloween op. I'm thinking for tomorrow I'll do a highlight, I'll do the Paw Patrol op, and then the either the next instance of Project 12, the zombie campaign, or we'll do the TSB Halloween op from Thursday, because that was a pretty good spoopy one. My favorite part again was hiding the zombie spiders, the spider crawler zombies in the wheat fields, so they couldn't see them until they were like literally right up to them in the dark, and I was told that was a really nice, terrifying touch. Alright, so we have a group of infantry deployed to the south here. It's just a squad of 5. This is, we got people like Olaf, Nerisk, Patriot in there. So that's definitely a veteran team. Looks like Green 4 have actually adapted their strategy. They've pushed people to the southern corner, giving a much bigger perimeter here. I think in hopes of once they identify where Blue 4 is coming from, they'll go in and counterattack. But we're probably about to have first contact right here. Green 4 watching this Blue 4 group drive by. I'm surprised these guys haven't engaged the exposed gunners yet. I mean, this would be perfect. Frank takes him out, Spam takes out the other one if they time those shots. No right side security. Machine gun lined up. There's the engagement. They get both gunners. Beautiful coordination right there by Frank and Spam. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Now they're trying to shoot out the wheels. Trying to shoot the drivers out too, but 2 free kills and the 50 cal car driving out. Shots are going a little short here. Grenadier round goes out as well. God, that's why you always have someone watching left and someone watching right. We might have a, yep, there's a 3rd kill and a 4th kill in there. So that is... Jeez, how many people died to that? That's 4 dudes dead, unfortunately, from Task Force 121. That's why you always have someone watching left and right. Blue 4 got completely caught off guard there, but we do have a driver knocked unconscious. I don't know if that was a friendly fire. There was no one on Blue 4 that could have engaged that group, so that might have been an accidental blue on blue situation. But it looks like we have Striker Boa moving up. He is a medic. He'll be able to pull some of those guys out. No, he's going to leave Jonathan and knock his leg out from under him. So that's unfortunate. But in terms of Green 4's strategy there, that was textbook. 4 free kills. That's a really beautiful ambush. Green 4... didn't really give anything away with that, and I think Striker Boa is now going to run out and try to medic Jonathan, but no, I mean, that was excellent. They could also potentially go out here and steal this 50 cal Humvee if they wanted to. Blue 4 is coming up the flank as well, but no, that was great. That was I cannot praise that enough. I love how, like, Frank and Spam, they literally just adjusted. They did a quick coordination. All right, you kill that one. You kill. I'll kill the other one. Executed. 50 Calvic came up, got additional kills, and it's trades like that you want to make in Friday night fights, because if you do that enough times, only 2 or 3 to be perfectly honest, if you can then get a early numbers advantage, you'll do well. But we have a Blue 4 Grenadier firing from across the river. I think they've sighted some of the independent guys over here. Now this independent team needs to reposition. Looks like they got Jonathan back up, and they're getting back in this 50 cal Vic. I think Green Shade's going to join them. They're going to reposition. So yeah, if they just pull back and do another ambush further in town and get them some more free kills, that's great. Because you got to remember, Blue 4 has the 15% numbers advantage. The last official number I saw was 57 versus 47. So killing 4 people early on, that would knock it to like 53 versus 47. Again, one more ambush, and it's going to be pretty much even. And we're probably going to see another ambush get set up right here, possibly by the marksman. If not an ambush, then they'll be able to call things out. This is Foehammer right here. What these guys need to be careful about, though, is not overextending themselves. Foehammer going from the green to the brown background here. Now he's getting up a little bit. He might get spotted by Nafs here early on. If Nafs looks to his right, Nafs could easily take Foehammer out, but he's not. Nope, there it is. There's the adjustment. Nafs now lining up his gun. But he gets dropped by Pop-Tart here, who spotted him, but he was able to drop Foehammer. Now Blue 4, they're going to come up this little hill, and you're going to start seeing an engagement. There goes Potato there. Excuse me, Pop-Tart, and then Foehammer's going to get double tapped. So, 2-for-1 deal on that, but one of the Green 4 marksman teams was knocked out because they played it a little too close. I think they just got tunnel vision on the front of the convoy without waiting it out to see if there were any additional forces. They should have been able to hear that other 1117 coming up, though. But now Blue 4 is going to play this a little more cautiously, thinking there's potentially more guys in there. You see Nemesis doing some blind suppression. You got some more Vix kind of doing some blind suppression here. This is going to at least ward off Independent. But as I say that, they're driving a technical around in the low ground. I mean, that if they pulled up on the rear of one of the 1117s could do some significant damage. And now you got Blue 4. They've crossed the river here, and they could potentially counterattack this Green 4 force. I think Wolf is gonna, he's gonna catch those guys out of position. He now needs to tell the Blue 4 guys, nope, instead he starts off with the shooting. Doc running right into his line of fire, not getting hit there though. What Wolf should have done was tell his guys that they were there. They could have all lined up some firing lines here and gotten some more kills, because now Green 4 being alerted, they have an opportunity to pop smokes and pull out or even do another counterattack, which they don't know about this force right here. So I think the smart thing for them to do would be to pull back. No smokes being popped though, no one crippled though, so they can still be pretty active on their movement. Frank looks like he took a hit. He is now bandaging, but a little bit of a wasted opportunity because I think Wolf jumped the gun a little bit. And now we're seeing some more fire going in by Hernandez and Moon, trying to take out Green Shade, who's caught out in the open here. Took quite a few hits, at least 3 or 4 different gunshots, a 5th going in on his leg, a 6th going in on his leg, and 7th hits him in the chest. He goes unconscious. And now it looks like we're starting to see having some Blue 4 guys go for the double tap. Green 4 still pulling their units around, and that one technical has gone way up north. I think Blue 4 needs to be having their helicopters come in to do a little bit better of kind of a recon element here. We got Flood and Jameson doing a wide flank here as well, I guess to do recon. Nope, they're Blue 4 marksman team doing some scouting. They're really close to independent positions, but that's still across the river, and we're also going to see this 5-man Blue 4 team try to come in from the south, but Green 4 has tried to close that gap there, but it still leaves a lot of room for Blue 4 to potentially sneak up the river here using a little bit of this light fog, but they can easily still get spotted. And we've got Construct right here. Constructor, he'll be able to see that advance coming. We've got a major Blue 4 force coming around. They're going to probably come down this forested area right here and run into those independent defense lines. That does leave room for independent to then encircle that initial attack. If they're quick, they can take it out before the rest of Blue 4's lines get in. Interesting. I don't think this is going to get stalled for time. Maybe we'll see independent potentially do a pull out and try to cover the second AO, but it's still anyone's guess. Does Eander have AT? I'm not sure if Eander is actually still awake. He usually doesn't play on NA, but we just heard an explosion go off. It was some sort of explosive trap by Green 4, I believe. Possibly trying to put that on the back to cover their retreat, which isn't a bad idea. But now you're having the Blue 4 Hueys come in. Possibly along the river, flying incredibly low to go on the southern side of the AO. Not a bad idea. The reason they're doing that is because Independent has an Igla. So it's hard for them to try to, you know, get some scouting information here. They're having to fly incredibly low so they do not get locked on. I was hoping we'd see this a little more early on, but I'm happy they're doing it now because this will at least let them get those sight lines in. But who we want to be looking at right now is Charlie 2, who is Buckets, and he's still able to get an Igla launch out and is able to hit G-Legs' Huey. Now, the nice thing about the Hueys is even if they get hit by an Igla, he's still going to be able to potentially recover that, and he's going to end up landing that helicopter right next to the other objective. So he needs to now pull up and break speed. He's probably, yeah, so they're firing blindly at that AO. He'll probably still be able to save it because he still has his engine going, but he's going to be out of the fight here. So good job on Buckets finding a decent firing line to overwatch this AO. And also good job on him for being quick to get that lock on. Meanwhile, we have this 50 cal Humvee pulled up back here. Night Owl does not notice, but he does have the AT to potentially take it out. So these guys covering the rear, they don't have the scope, that holographic on that 50. And we just saw, holy crap, that 50 cal just shoot Night Owl Hillary Clinton style 2 or 3 times in the back of the head. I'm not sure if Wiki, these guys don't seem to be reacting to it. Maybe Pierce is. But we now have these. Oh, it is Scandi Recon now coming over. Here's Eander. And Eander has the mat weapon. You were right. Grenadier round going in. And now Eander is going to whip out his magic. And there it is. Eander being the AT god of Friday Night Fights, one of the best AT guys I've ever seen. We're seeing some blind suppression back here on this other vehicle because they do not know it is not cleared. More AT going in just to make sure it's dead. And that body was already there, but, you know, they're just making sure that everything is taken care of. Meanwhile, we have a down 117 right here. Because they got it stuck on a rock. Amazing, and they're trying to use the 50 cal here to knock it loose, but those were dead guys from the previous ambush, and they're still firing at that area to make sure everything's clear. So Blue 4 kind of tripping up a little bit, but they're playing everything incredibly cautiously, and that's helping them out. Meanwhile, we have Blue 4. There was an explosive trap right here. They didn't wait for Blue 4 to move past it, though, because the angle to charge looks like got absorbed by both this tree and the sandbags. These guys weren't really taken out, but we have Jeff here getting flanked by Buckets, the Igla gunner. A little bit of smoke helping him get silhouetted out. We also have another 117 that's pushing around. But the initial firefight being made by Task Force 121, the worrisome part here, though, is it's going to be very easy for them to get encircled because unless that 117 moves in a bit closer to support, but with it being that close, it's very easy for it to get taken out by hostile AT. Heck, even Grenadier GLs would do a significant amount of damage over there. We just saw one of those GLs go through a tree up there and land far. And we also have this Green 14 coming around. They don't have any AT to take care of that 117, though. Were they able to knock it loose? It looks like they were after ramming it with the Humvee, but we'll probably see something like that come around as well. And we got the Blue 14 back here. It is taking fire, actually. GL just landed close by. Nurse looks like he's hit up a little bit. But this Blue 4 team is probably going to try to go through the forested route instead. But they have some openings to work with on that angle. So we just saw the 50 cals open up on this 117. Driver is dead. Gunner is dead. His hands are dropped down. So Blue 4 is pretty much out of vehicle assets right now, except for the one 117 they have and one of the Hueys, but looks like that Huey is still flying in formation, even though it was hit by the Igla. Its tail rotor, they were actually able to land it and repair because you see it partially spinning, so I stand corrected. Blue 4 has some of their vehicle assets still, but they can easily be countered with what Independent has. What Blue 4 needs to do at this point, ooh, we just, I think, saw a dismount off a 117, just got shot to shit. But what we need is Blue 4 to basically regroup and attack as a unified force. Otherwise, they're not going to make it too far. Meanwhile, Green 4 moving up. We have Snow AFK right here. That's going to be an easy free kill for Twig. And Twig's gonna hold because he doesn't know what else is up there. Not a bad call to make, but, you know, that also lets his green 4 guys catch up. Green 4 could take this Humvee and do some significant damage, probably knock out the other 1117 and then pull out before anything major happens. But we have blue 4, that other marksman team coming around. I think one of them just dropped a guy. Yeah, so Flood's been racking up a few kills here, and we do have Jameson with a PKM. Is T5 Bay alive? Yeah, no, they knocked out T5 Bay's team back here and took his machine gun. So that's who they just murdered right there. It's rare to see T5 Bay get caught in a tight spot like that. Usually he's the one doing that ambushing. And Flood and Jameson will be able to move into this town and act as a pretty nasty, aggressive force. And that's something that Independent really can't afford to have right now because of how spread thin they are. Meanwhile, other marksman teams still outside of this other AO haven't realized that they that place isn't garrisoned. And you have another blue 4 team coming in, squaring off with Warwick and Firefighter, 2 really good players. And they're making the blue 4 guys pay for it. Basically a lot of small-scale skirmishing. You got Sholand up here also firing at the 1-2-1 force coming in. But now you're having the rest of blue 4 kind of trickle in. Green 4, as I predicted, is going to take this Humvee. And probably the rear value here. And you got some rounds from the green 4 guys going past. And you can tell by the little tracers right there that, you know, they're going over. So blue 4 has adjusted now to go into where those tracers are going, which is not a bad call. I'm surprised Independent didn't take the other 2 guys. Instead, they left them here. And I guess they're moving on foot, but they're also taking some of the... yeah, one of them took one of the 5.56 weapons. And now you have the 50 cal opening up, but Blue 4 was waiting for them. And they are engaging that Humvee, and yeah, driver and gunner are down. Matt team fired a shot. That was Eander. He missed, but I mean, the driver and gunner are dead right there. So yeah, Scandi Recon is the force right here. They are one of the best forces in Friday Night Fights. They're always pulling their rear security. They're always making sure to look every direction they can, which is, you know, that 360. And they make any group that tries to ambush them pay for it. Meanwhile, we just had a big explosion go off right here. That was an explosive trap. I don't know who set that. Was an Independent guy, but Blue 4 wasn't in there. They were just breaching some of the guys defending this spot. And they also knocked out someone off of the 50 cal. So yeah, Blue 4 has a big amount of forces spread out here, and they're able to basically get in this AO and do a lot of damage here. We got Blue 4 also climbing a tower right here. If they get up to the top, they could get a lot of free kills right here because Green 4 is kind of pulling back to hold this one AO, and Blue 4 is doing a pretty nasty encirclement. This AO could still go either way. It's going to really fall to the PvP here. But we have Jameson and Flood now. I mean, they could easily get some free kills up here. Because we got, let's see, a marksman. That's an MOS scope tied to, a whatchamacallit, a SCAR. So 7.62, both of them are sticking their guns out. There's the fire now going out. So Tech is crippled, he gets knocked out. Killinger has no idea where it's coming from, he gets knocked out. Vormolk also getting killed. Great drops right there. I doubt Tech's gonna... Oh, he could. I only see 1 or 2 wounds right there. But yeah, no. Independent has no idea where that fire came from, and people around aren't really gonna realize what that was because that was a PKM firing. And they know they have Independent forces up here that are friendly as well, so it's gonna take a little bit of communication for Independent to realize what happened. I mean, these guys, they're none the wise. Like, Consigns didn't know that just happened. Montgomery, he's sticking his head out. He's looking at the towers. But you have Buckets and Vargrant now climbing this tower, and this is going to make a really interesting Miss PID issue here. And you got Scholand in this tower. So Independent has no idea this has happened. One of them just threw a smoke grenade. Now he's throwing the smoke grenade out as Bucket's getting to the top. But yeah, that smoke's going to billow out. And, oh, I thought Buckets glitched out right there. We have, I thought there was a shot going up on that tower. Now they're firing at Buckets from the other tower. He's going to get in the other ladder and climb down, but he takes a hit. And he gets killed. That was the AA gunner. So the helicopters are going to be pretty well secure. Vargren, I think, saw that his buddy just got killed from, because he can just look up. And now these guys, they're striking at the, they just killed the gunner off of that, Vic. I mean, this is a great play by Jameson and Flood. Now you got Cullen and Nightshade. I think these are all 1-2-1 guys. And I saw 1-2-1. They took a pretty nasty beating here, but now they're going to be able to get into the town. Meanwhile, Boston, his Vic got shot to shit, I believe by one of the helicopters. And now Green 4 is really running out of options here because they have a shit ton of Blue 4 guys around. Vargren just took out Cullen. Nightshade just tried to pre-fire that corner, but screwed up that shot. Vargren now has no idea what's going on. You're seeing Sholin getting knocked out by Flood and Jameson because, again, that 7.62 miss PID really messed him up. Cullen trying to turn around and drop him. He's unable to, and Nightshade is being extra cautious right there. We just heard another explosive trap go off by where Blue 4 was advancing on that bunker, but again, the shape of the charge, the bunker took most of it and not really... didn't really do any damage to Blue 4 itself. Nightshade, yep, still being incredibly cautious on that tower. All he needs to do is just run on the other way, and then he'll be able to get those kills. But Vargren now climbing up. He might be able to catch this 2 Blue 4 guys off guard and score a kill. But yeah, Nightshade, gotta be a little more aggressive with your pushes there. But I think the actions of Flood and Nightshade are great, but now these two are getting engaged by friendly forces because there's some miss PID going on. So Vargren's going to get up on that other tower. I think he's trying to take the Igla, potentially. And, yep, the marksman team's also looking to that AO, not seeing anything, though. They're trying to do a friendly wiggle here. But now they're shooting at the other tower to make Vargren get down. And Nightshade is watching that like a hawk, so they can easily trap Vargren in there, but he's broken off now. And these guys, again, getting engaged by their own guys because there is, you know, a miss PID communication going on. Meanwhile, we have Firefighter on the third story over here. Yanni and Skelly are breaching. Firefighter has a good angle here, but he's pulling this in. He's basically holding this building on his own. And yep, so Skelly's doing a good job trying to look up in that second story. And Firefighter, he's on the balcony right here, picking some cheeky spots. He's about to run into Yanni. Skelly engages him. Yanni's still none the wiser here. Firefighter's jump down on the base of the stairs, manages to knock Skelly out, and he's gonna pull back. Grenade goes off, takes out his legs, and plenty of the windows. That was an interesting fight. So now we have Nightshade down at the base of the tower here. Vargren's gonna run in, but Nightshade is able to keyhole him. I thought Vargren was gonna be able to get the kill there, but Nightshade just had the better accuracy there, and he goes for the double tap and gets some revenge from Cullen's kill. Now here's the funny thing, is Nightshade going to, yep, he's gonna go back in there and medic up just as his friends are coming down. They're probably gonna say hello. Yeah, so it's gonna push him out. And yeah, so now these guys are like a triple threat. And I don't think Nightshade knew they were there because he immediately turns around to wonder why he was just getting pushed across the floor. Pocket friendlies. Now we got Kevin, Jeff, the rest of Task Force 121. They brought a lot of people here today. They are starting to come in. We're seeing some more fire coming from those Hueys. The Hueys are getting a little more aggressive here because they're realizing that they're not taking any AA fire anymore, so they're assuming that the AA guy is dead, and now they're basically going to circle this area and blow stuff up. But unfortunately, an explosive trap goes off on that vehicle, taking out the near entirety of the 1-2 force movement. This was at least 6 dudes, and only one of them is still up and active. This is what I'm talking about. This is the power of explosive traps in Friday Night Fights. A beautiful play here by one of the independent guys. I'm willing to bet that was Montgomery. Is he a demo spec guy? No, he's a squad lead. Who's a demo guy? It would be Carlson or someone else, but someone might have picked it off of someone else to get it. But that was a beautiful explosive play. I didn't hear any AT go off. I just heard the explosion. And now we have Nielsen poking his head out and getting a free kill off of one of the guy that was that survived, excuse me. Stubai was able to wake up and start bandaging himself, but Green 4 just scored a great amount of kills to help kind of even the fight out. Absolutely beautiful there. Meanwhile, Blue 4's realized that Green 4 has all of their eggs in one basket. They're now breaching this town looking for the cache. I don't see any of them as explosive specialists, so they'll probably just mag dump it to get the kill, and that'll mean that this kind of falls in where the main fight's going to be. I don't know what Nightshade was just firing at there. But something you're going to notice is they set up a network requirement now for you have to have a certain maintained network in order to connect, because if you don't, that's what can lag the server out. So that's a new feature that they have. But Stubby getting shot. His arms are getting hit. He's trying to crawl a little more to the right, and Nielsen's trying to take him out. But again, I cannot stress this enough. If you rig a vehicle, as long as it's not like a Ural, Kevin's welcome back up, by the way. If you load up any vanilla Vic, it just, some RHS Vics are pretty bad. We just saw Warlords come in with a stolen 117, and they're now engaging the other 117. Trying to shoot out the gun there. They might have just disabled it, actually, but that's a nice play to see. Green 4 stolen that. We're also seeing Nielsen clean up house with these remaining guys. But yeah, if you set explosives on vehicles, and you can take down entire buildings with that stuff, and you can score a lot of kills, and I really hope we see more and more of that going forward. But look at that. Conscience going down to Flying Finn's amazing keyhole through a doorway, through an alleyway, through a market to get Conscience down. He could still wake back up, though. And honestly, this match, it's still in Blue 4's favor in terms of numbers. And we've seen a lot of great plays, but Independent still have a decent defensive line here. They have a 117 that they can use. They disabled the other 117's gun. Looks like they got it repaired, though, and facing forward. Blue 4 is... They're trying to... They flew the helicopter in, and now they're having the 240 mag dump the cache, and there goes the cache. They just used the chopper gunners to basically blow that cache up. Now the helicopter's going to land and pick them up. Another smart play. So I really love the tactics we're seeing tonight in this match alone. Usually it doesn't get this advanced, but my hat's off to them. But for both sides, honestly, have been playing a really good match. Let's see. Looks like Flood, his battle buddy went down. But he's on 7 kills right now. Now he's going to go around, might catch Carlson out of position here. Or Carlson's going to catch him out. No, Carlson turns around at the worst possible moment. He would have been able to get Flood killed, and that would have been it for Blue 4's flank here. And now it's up to these guys. But 117's pushed up, gets a free down on Olaf, and is now getting mag dumped. They're now remounting their 117. This 117 just knocked out 3 dudes for Blue 4. Could still wake back up, but AT now comes in by Skelly. That was an M72 Law. But that Vic, it was a rear hit where nothing vital was, because this is also an APC that can fit people on the back, so they're going to pull away. But that was a beautiful play right there. His gunner, though, Twig King, is down, though, so they got to reposition and try to get him back up. Now you got Homebrew looking up to kind of look at the damage here. He's not a medic, though. That would be up to Yanni to go back and get them up. But yeah, no, those guys are screwed. And now you're having a Blue 4 helicopter come around and land. Will Cosmonaut be able? He has a GL. It's a water-based landing. He could catch Galil out of position right here. Great tactic by Blue 4. But now you've got 2 independent guys shooting at Galil to knock him out. That was both Anderson and Cosmonaut. Cosmonaut probably radioed to Anderson to have him turn positions. And there goes Galil getting knocked out. He was a marksman. And now Potato's going to try to get behind a boat here as Cosmonaut's suppressing him. Meanwhile, looking back, we got Flood alive over here. Still in a potential area to weave around. We're going to see the 15-minute warning get called in a minute. Independent's done a really good job, but I think with how close Blue 4 is, we're not going to see this lose to time. It's going to be down to the PvP. 117 has come back around. Looks like Twig woke back up in the Vic. He's trying to find a shot here. AT or something just came in, but it was a miss. At that angle, I have no idea what engaged it. And now you have the freaking Huey coming by. to deliver a very close barrage of fire. And the other Huey's in the back. We got the 1117. It is being loaded with casualties. Looks like Olaf didn't survive. And I think they're going to have a medic in there to try to get everyone back up. Meanwhile, Flood coming around. He's going to see Kernshaw and Nielsen, but Flood decides not to turn that corner, probably hearing Nielsen's footsteps through the building. That is possible. There's the 15-minute warning officially called. Potato's still alive, trying to pop some smokes to reposition. Looks like he got shot a few times, and he is going to make a move here. Cosmonaut now quickly trying to drop him, but isn't able to see him in that keyhole. Tries adjusting, manages to take out Potato's leg. Potato is in trouble. Oh, taking more hits. Potato might just be able to get away and get behind that rock. He's stuck on a tree, though. He doesn't realize it. But I think Potato's going to be able to get out of there. Yep, gets right behind that rock, so he'll be able to bandage. Meanwhile, we have Moon and Yanni coming around. And they were able to get Kernshaw and Nielsen, but more grenades being thrown. One knocks out Moon. That would be Snow. A little bit of a misidentification there. Or, I think miscommunication would have been the better word, because they didn't know that there was a flanking attack going in. You got Yanni now trying to double tap. Yanni is a medic, though. I feel like he could be used elsewhere and where other people are down, because Blue 4 and Independent are looking pretty even in terms of numbers right now. The balance of power has been really shifting this entire time. Blue 4, even though they had that first ambush go against them on those M2 Humvees, still maintained the numbers advantage. And then they were doing really well with Flood and his assistant getting some additional kills. But, I mean, just Green 4 with that explosive trap, for example, were really able to redefine the balance here. And now Warlord is catching the infantry out of position here. Gets a free kill off of that. This is Warlords and Twig Cane with that stolen 1117. Twig Cane started with no kills in here and has already racked up 4. Moon is woken back up by Yanni the medic. I'm surprised none of these Green 4 guys are poking their heads out on the front here. They'd be able to get 2 more free kills. And this is pretty fucking even. Nemesis doing his best to try to mag dump that 1117. It's not going to be that effective. 1117 getting another free kill. They also killed the gunner turned out of the 1117. What the hell? Blue 4 is just throwing manpower away, but a lot of their guys that are still up are part of Scandi Recon. But is Eander going to miss PID his 1117 right here? Doesn't look like it. Other 1117, the driver is dead because it's not appearing anymore. That would have been Warlord, so it's up to Twig King, but he is the gunner. His gun might not be able to turn up and down right now. The swivel still, but the gun's ability to move up and down its defilade is, I think, disabled. So both 1117's in pretty bad shape right now. And you got Blue 4 coming up to this position. Nemesis and Grav moving up. Nemesis has been given an M240 Bravo. He was part of Charlie, so he's probably a Charlie 1 machine gunner, and now he's going to breach this sucker by himself. He's got multiple Green 4 guys in here, but holy crap! Montgomery knocking out Nemesis, and then Quigley knocking out Grav. I thought they were a little too overexposed, but they were able to quickly get those headshots. And if Independent can do that again, we're going to see Independent's balance of power get shifted to them in favor of winning here. We have 11.5 minutes left. Again, I don't think this is going to fall to time. Meanwhile, Cosmonaut, don't know what he was shooting at back there. But Moon and Wolf breaching this building. Eander back here. And we can't tell who's who in these 113s. The guy it turned out is the Blue 4 one. It'll be Infidel in that pick. Now we're having some chopper gunners go down. Eander going up to this building, getting taken out by this group back here. If Blue 4 is still left guessing, they're not communicating where the Independent are. They could just keep losing men. But Independent has made a really good system here. Cosmonaut, I think, firing at somebody else. Ooh. That's another Blue 4 kill. And now Cosmonaut trying to put 40mm inside Moon's building. Yanni looking around, not knowing where those shots are coming from. I think Independent has successfully changed the balance of power here. Everyone else I'm seeing is just out, like, just completely out of position. We've got Falcon with an independent marksman rifle. That's cute. But Moon is now down. Skelly and Yanni are the only two guys. We've got Potato here as well. But Independent has the number advantage now. Another Grenadier round going in. Moon looks like he got up for a second. He's going back in that unconscious animation. But Blue 4 is also very divided. They have no idea where the fire's coming from. Now you got Anderson and Cosmonaut shooting down at Finn. And I think Twig came... Nope, someone else I thought was firing, but that might have just been Ricochet. Another Grenadier round going in there. They're trying to choke Yanni out. And Infidel's now driving this 1117 in here. Another GL goes in, but it's over. And you have this Vic parked right here. Chopper going low and slow, trying to strike at some of the independent guys' positions. But Blue 4, what they need to do is they need to reconsolidate and try to corner where this cache is. But they have a very large search area. Looks like Iceberg is landing with his 2 pilots. And that's going to give him a little bit more numbers here. 9 minutes remaining. It could still go either way. Skelly is going into Cosmonaut's building. He hears his footsteps, though. Cosmonaut caught in a reload. Skelly unable to see in there. Skelly might catch Cosmonaut leaving the back entrance. Oh, what a beautiful breach by Skelly. Took a few hits there, but was able to keep moving while Cosmonaut stayed a static target, and Skelly was able to get the headshot. Any one of these kills made on Blue 4 Op 4 could make or break this. Infidel, meanwhile, dismounting. Twigkin trying to get a free kill, unable to. Now you have a different story here. Moon and Yanni have woken back up, and it is now the balance of power is back to Blue 4. Someone just got dropped right here by Montgomery. I honestly don't know who. So they're breaching the rest of this building. But now you're seeing Falcon lead the charge here. He's going to try to breach these independent guys. And you got Iceberg and 2 other pilots here trying to come in. And again, that helicopter is... it's got 4 people in there. I think that helicopter would be better if it landed right now and helped with the breach. They could overwhelm the remaining independent forces. Falcon doing a slow breach on Constructor's building. No, Falcon, other way! Oh, Falcon, I've raised you better! Falcon! Falcon, you fucking bellend! That's why you check both corners when you breach the building. Meanwhile, that's just a decent unit right there. Moon just might have gotten shot by some friendlies here. And yeah, there's the AF guy, Iceberg, shot in the head right there, but ay. I think Blue 4 could still get in here. They're on the first story now. There's only one way up there, and Green 4, I mean, they have lost a guy. They still got Montgomery right there holding it, but... Blue 4 can also get up here and then enhanced movement jump on there, but that's why Dreek is holding that position, and then Hasenberg is down here holding the cache itself. 6.5 minutes. Still could go either way. But I think that helicopter needs to come in and do a landing. That's the weaker one, so it might have an issue when it tries to land. Oh, it's spinning out. I think the pilot will be good enough to get out of that. That's G-Legs, but yeah, no, he needs to land and get those guys down ASAP. So there's Moon. I think this is my Moon, actually. The Moon I know from 501st, so I'm going to shit on him later. But yeah, no, Blue 4's still looking for this cache. And they're trying to do a low fly-in here. Ooh, Jesus. Wow. Talk about fancy flying. And there you go, 4 more Blue 4 guys coming in to look for this cache. It is a 5v10, but Green 4 is on the defensive and Blue 4 is still looking for these caches. 5.5 minutes to go. Still could go either way. Yes, you can play the next round. Do exclamation point FNF. I completely forgot to put that in the title. I will for the next round. But you can jump in their Discord, get their mod set, and you can come in too. Well, we got DeVincer loading a fresh mag here. These Green 4 guys are being incredibly quiet. I think there was a bad frag in that building. But they're basically all searching around. We have Skelly that's coming here. He gets Constructor. Revenge for Falcon dying. We have Anderson holding his own right here. But yep, so we got a blue 4 body right here. I think DeVincer's going to notice that. They got to open this door. And G-Legs has taken the Matt team gun. And Montgomery getting keyholed from that window. Or excuse me, DeVincer getting keyholed by Montgomery through that window. Now you're seeing some leg shots. Because the legs have gone through the door and he's trying to double tap him from that. So DeVincer waking back up and immediately goes unconscious again. And Dreek has pulled out. He's firing down on that ladder. But this is going to alert Blue 4 to this position now. But there are 4 minutes remaining. These guys need... actually, they do have the Matt team rifle, so they can instantly demo the cache with a direct hit. They're going to drag DeVincer down, but they need to get this building under control ASAP. Meanwhile, Anderson taken out. You see Blue 4 jumping rooftop to rooftop here. They are regrouping. Now it's going to be a matter of can Green 4 hold this out for 3 minutes? Because I think in that remaining time, Blue 4 is still going to be looking for that cache. Ooh, rocket going in. To try to breach that area, they got to pull DeVincer out of the way. Dreek now coming out, trying to get a free kill on Yanni. Yanni survived, though. And now you've got Montgomery holding that doorway. I think Iceberg ran in there, and he has been knocked out. Dreek getting back up, trying to hit Yanni. Dreek unfortunately getting knocked out by Skelly. Grenades going in. Montgomery quickly runs back upstairs. Grenade goes off, takes his legs out. Muniz is down. This is a really cheeky spot that Montgomery's in. Because Muniz is still alive, he still has physics, and JY is not able to get up there. So what Blue 4 needs to do, Mountain had the right idea. Go to this rooftop, kill this guy, jump over, and you can take it out. 3 minutes remaining. So Muniz now getting into a firefight here with Montgomery. Holding that corner, takes Montgomery out, waiting him out. That was a really good call by Muniz there. Dreek now, tries to shoot JY in the back. The helicopter boys are coming up. Dreek now taking fire. Muniz got first hit there. Oh, but Dreek is caught in a reload. Tried to go strafe on the right, wasn't able to. But Dreek getting his feet knocked out at the worst possible spot in the open doorway, and he has now been double tapped. So now it's a matter of, a lot of double tap. Can they find Hassinger with this cache? He's using it for cover. Oh, damn, Muniz getting knocked out immediately. But now Blue 4 needs to get in here. Hold this cache. I think Muniz might still be able to wake back up. But all Hassinger needs to do is hold that doorway. Instead, he's going to try to shut it. Mountain might have just seen that door move, though. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Falcon, you forgot to check your corner. Another pilot coming in. He goes down. Smoke grenade gets popped into the building. Another smoke grenade. That's not what you want to be doing. You need frags. Hassinger switched to his handgun, switching to his RPG instead. Fires a rocket in there. Grenade goes off. That knocks out Hassinger's legs. Minute 15 remaining. Honestly, they just need an AT guy to hit the cache and they win. More grenades getting thrown. Honestly, just like shoot the corner of the cache. You don't have to kill him. You just have to knock the cache out. Said Mountain running in. Can't see what he's shooting at through the smoke. Blindly suppressing. Goes prone. Mountain now trying to spin around. Hassinger doing a second to do a panic reload. But a pilot runs in here. It's Yanni with an M249. 45 seconds on the clock. Mag dump starting to go off on this cache. I think they're going to get it in time. Wow. $30 seconds. Guys, you need to be shooting at the cache. Oh, hold up. We got a law coming in here. There we go. Yanni's just going to blast it. And there it is. He knocks everyone out with the explosion and backblast. So, down to the last 30 seconds, Independent made an exceptional play there. That keyhole was amazing. I think it would have been a little better if they had this open door right here, and they would have been able to completely lock this down. Montgomery keyholing from that window, and then that open doorway stopping anyone from going in, and then you have this guy right here watching this open door. They could have completely locked that area down, but at the same time, the fact that that lasted so long is in and of itself amazing. So definitely a great first round.
I just want to say, as the company commander for N4, I am proud of every single one of those men that fought valiantly.
Both sides had amazing tactic plays there.
Holding that fucking hallway and murdering.
Yeah, Falcon, check your fucking corners next time.
Montgomery, I got you. I finally got you.
Because you literally walked past the dude, and you had the jump on him.
When I was sitting on objective, right? I was sitting on fucking on the objective, and you guys just straight up ran in, not checking corners or anything. I just easy headshots.
All right, let's see. Can I get numbers from our community leaders, please?
All right, I'm trying to think. What do I want to?
CSC, do you still have
what
3?
do I want to switch things up to? Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm thinking let's do Bentusi
quick
battle.
question: did anybody see how many kills I got in that thing before I disconnected and broke my keyboard?
Too many.
No, excuse me.
Twig, you had
far too many.
Iceberg, how many marks you got in your F&F thing?
Hey, Night Owl.
I don't know. I'm not keeping track of that. It's for everyone else.
There's 2 UH-60s and one of them are armed, but there's only 2 pilots, or only 2 hotel slots, and that's it. There's no gunner slots at all. Is that
correct? If you want to throw a team in that, they could take over.
All right.
Falcon's rage DMing me. I love
Typically,
it.
the hotel squad already has gunner slots, but that's
All
your
right,
choice.
so this is Blue 4 attacking Op 4.
I mean, heck right.
All right.
Right.
What are we looking at? 15% blue advantage. All right, 1-2-1. Let me get you all on Op 4. Second MRB. Let me get you all on Blue 4.
%numbers advantage. 3 M113s.
Medic, Jermaine.
Let's go ahead and get TSB on Op 4.
While Op 4 has...
Let's get the
Anaheim go up to 1. Sorry, Fox.
The what?
Let's get AA and CSC on Blue 4. Tau, let me get you all on Op 4.
All right. That's the commands updated.
Y'all on Blue
What'd you guys
4.
think about that?
Scandi Recon. Let me get y'all on Blue 4.
Oh god, Guild Wars 2.
If you are a individual player with Centaur, please go.
I have stories about Guild Wars 2. But that was a great match to start off the NA branch with. I am really curious to see what the other two hold, because both of those matches were filled with such great tactics. I want to see the next big play, you know? The next clutch.
Let's let these individual players get slotted up. Let's get Chad on Op 4.
Bork, take combat engineer. Cyrus, come down, take automatic right.
So we're getting slotted up now, still in the triple digits.
You all can come blue.
We'll see how things
15th, you can come blue. 1RW, go Op 4. Hang on, Hassinger, before you take it, since you already done it once. Do I got a volunteer from the teams that are on Blue 4 for company lead? Somebody who hasn't done it today? Boston's got it? Okay. And then I need a volunteer for Op 4 company command, somebody that hasn't done it.
Colin can
Nobody's
take it.
Gonna take it. I'll take it.
You all can fight for it.
Badge of honor, curse assault.
Oh well, then go ahead and take it. The one.
What's that's always salty. Don't mind him.
I think
He's just rough on people, but that's also because he knows his shit.
Second platoon from TF121.
He has some of the best trainings I've ever seen.
Flutter Jameson,
I
grab
haven't
that.
been in one in a very long time because of schedule issues.
Second platoon actual.
Boy, if you want to jump in as a company medic.
Yeah, there you go. What's that? Ooh. Alright, so it's going to be 59 versus 45. I think they're still slotting some people, so you'll see that Op 4 number go up a little bit more.
Colin, you have 60 seconds on the clock. Get your...
And they're going to organize everything.
Roger, let me get a look down the line here. I would like a backup for company. Anyone who's sorry.
First platoon can take care of you, bud.
All right, roger that. Let me look down the line here. Potato, push up to Charlie squad leader.
No.
I will take
All right,
it.
or anybody who can, yeah.
Potato, take my team lead role. Oh.
Products has got it. All right, that's cool. Delta looks good.
Yeah,
Foxtrot,
they're organizing. So Op 4 is organizing their roster
I think
here.
we're pretty okay like that. I just seen an Alpha 1 team lead. If someone from Alpha 1 could.
They've taken a Foxtrot machine gun team. They have Charlie full for both AT and the other MG team. They've got a near full Alpha, just no team lead. Blue 4 has a full command group, full first platoon, minus the Bravo squad medic and a few guys on the second Bravo team. And they've also loaded Charlie to be Scandi Recon again.
Night Owl, can you push someone into that Alpha 1 team lead spot from your guys?
And then second platoon's looking a little lighter.
That's all my Tau guys. I'll take care
But they've
of
got the...
I can't. I'm the mission maker, so yeah.
Yeah, so they got 2 full machine gun teams and then air detachment for their hotel.
4 is good.
All right, I'm gonna step in right before Blue 4 gets it. I do want to run an announcement. Looks like we had a glitch/bug occur last mission, and somebody was using a vanilla weapon that spawned with a vanilla body, and that person has received a warning. So here we go. I'm gonna put it out there for the whole channel. If you see a body of a vanilla person, that means they haven't spawned in. There's been some type of issue with their client on the load. Do not loot their corpse. If you loot their corpse and we catch you looting it and you're using that type of weaponry, it will result in a kick or ban, depending on the egregiousness of it. You all have been notified. If you see it on the ground, let a staff member know so we can have a Zeus delete it, so nobody with sticky fingers decides to try to use it and get by with it.
Wait,
and
they
you're
have
not gonna get by with
Zeuses?
it. There's too many eyes watching. We have a lot of big brothers.
Anderson.
Yeah.
Which side is Centaur on?
Bullshit.
Centaur is on Op 4. Boston, 60 seconds. Get your company together.
Well, why you gotta put me on the spot like that? How dare you?
Put them all on the spot.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna jump up to casting couch room because I don't think Boston's gonna make any major changes, and hey, we'll see it in the official roster. I think he's having people jump from company to other spots there as well. But some announcements I will give. After this stream, I'll be either going right into some mission making for the weekend or taking a small break and doing it. I'm also working on lining up some Fallout work with the NCR community to start sometime in December. It's very long term from now, but we're in the framework of setting things up, which also has the potential to be where we restart Project 10. But that's, again, very far down the line because I said Project 10 we wouldn't really think about till like 2021. So, and if I do, it'll be after we do Project 16 stuff. But again, c'est la vie, we'll see how it goes down the road. Still have to focus on... Let me think. the weekend ops, the remaining Halloween ops, which I won't stream the development of because I'm trying to be secretive about that. I think the fact that I didn't stream the Halloween development really helped for at least TSB's first Halloween op on Thursday, especially with some of the spooky things I tested, like the spider zombies crawling through the wheat fields and shit. But we'll stream some op development and see how things go. But I'm really excited for tomorrow because I'll have a full day for myself. Also, Night Owl made this mission, and he's he's the guy with the really sexy voice. Simple mission, no fun allowed. Read the rules, love it. But this is on Ruha. Ruha being the map with the one airport in the bottom right. This is where I think Stone made me cry the first time we were doing a TSB op in this sector. So, fun facts. Or it was either a TSB op or a 506 op. I think it was 506 actually. But yeah, memories. But it's going to be a capture the flag. Okay. So, flag is right here. Blue 4 knows where the flag is, so they'll be trying to take it and then deliver it somewhere. Op 4 doesn't know where that spot is until the flag gets picked up. And they're defending the office complex north of the airfield. So, interesting to see there. Overall, again, if the same tactic style is used as the last round, I think we'll have something really interesting, but we'll have to see how everything goes. Cry, because he, put some heavy donations down. And I didn't realize people were that serious in the supporting my channel, so... just some fun history. Oh, shut up, what's that? And there's what's that here to bully the shit out of me. Alright, so... Oh, I love this. Night Owl, he made a little pedestal for the officer to spawn on. We got the 3 static Dishkas. We got some transport fix over here. We have the UAZ Dishka as well. So basically this is like some of their AA stuff. And now where is... Wait a second. Oh, that's cursed. It's Marines with 5.45 AKs. Oh, that is cursed. I love it. But that is incredibly cursed in RPG 32 being given to Iceberg this time around. Alright, that's interesting enough. We got some people lagging out on the join-in, but they still got 15 minutes to come back in. Yada-da. And then the defensive AO, it's a nice fortified bunker complex here. And we have the flag set up right here as well. That's actually not a flag. That's an asset attached to a flagpole. That's kind of funny. But okay, we can make it work. I'm assuming that's because Blue 4... And then Blue 4 is Russian guys with S. Oh, this is hella cursed. I think the guys got the wrong memo for the guns, and it's flip-flopped completely. That's pretty funny. So we have UH-60s actually in play, and one of them has the miniguns on the side. So I think I wrote Hueys there. Let me write Blackhawks instead. So Op 4 has Blue 4 weaponry, Blue 4 has Op 4 weaponry. It's still technically mirrored as 5.56 based weaponry with 7.62 on either side for marksman. One change they have made, though, that started this week was Blue 4 AT, instead of being the M136s, also known as the AT4s, they are now the M72 Laws, and Op 4's AT is the RPG 26. So both are single shot AT that do a little less damage, but it was to make it more mirrored because Op 4 had a really big advantage of having reloadable AT, but you'll still see Op 4 AT in mirror matches or if the mission maker whims it. But this is interesting. Who said it was mixed up? You tell me. I don't know. Night Owl is he's known for doing some pretty interesting things like this. If it's not in the creation of the map, it's something else as interesting as this per se. But I mean, again, decent AO, got an outer perimeter fence, has plenty of buildings to put guys in, especially with, you know, these little high rises that can be used to, you know, try to get catch some people out of position. Force probably also going to add some additional fortifications to this area. But what I'm curious about is where is Blue 4 going to be told to deliver the flag? We're not going to know until Blue 4 picks up the flag. We were able to last capture the flag up from the third round of last week, find it, but that's because it was also a pretty small AO, and they had a custom-built asset next to the turn-in site. I don't think I'm going to get that lucky here. So we can only speculate, but that's kind of being in Op 4 Command's position of, you know, what are they going to be able to find out there? Just spectating, correct. Also, I'm going to add something to the title here. If you guys are ever interested in coming in as single guys for FNF, you can do !FNF, and that'll link you to their Discord. Also, I'm not seeing any magnified optics here. We're sticking with one-time scopes. And we'll just have to see how everything goes. And Neander has a Carl Gustav, so again, he's being the AT for Scandi Recon. So this is actually mirrored. TSB's being the weapon teams for Op 4, and Blue 4 has their weapon teams crewed by Scandi Recon. Again, both groups technically TSB members, so I think that's interesting to see go through. Otherwise, we'll just have to see how things go. Oh, what's that? Are you enjoying your straight line? Who is this? I think this is... Actually, no, I don't recognize. I think this is the Milsim group within FNF itself called... God, I don't even remember. But there, here you go. Here's your straight line. What's that? I hope you enjoy it. So Finn getting back on the server, rocking a 240 Bravo. Let's talk strategy here. If I was in Blue 4's shoes, and you see one of them jumping around, there's also a ramp that just appeared. Interesting. Didn't mean to blind people there with the thermal. If I was Blue 4, knowing that I have Transport Vix, and here are the triple, excuse me, the 113s with the 50 cal guns, I would probably just come through the forested route, use this road to come in, and just keep it simple. Probably do a break-off pincer, send guys either on a different flank to come down here as well, try to surround it. The best bet would be to probably come on the southern side and try to take a more direct approach. But Op 4, I mean, they've got some good high buildings here to, you know, set up additional defenses. I'd love to see how Op 4 comes in here and utilizes their fortify tool. They could add some good fortifications up here and get some good 360 coverage to at least know the route Blue 4 is coming in. But I really also like this internal perimeter we have right here of these Hescos. But anyone using them is going to have to be really careful because it's easy for them to get flanked on the rear when they try to engage their front. Also, these bushes allow for some pretty nasty hidey holes, but the key holes that these Hesco barriers make also allow for some good explosive traps. What's that has a heart on right now? He just finds dumb shit extremely stupid. I don't know why they stand in lines. What's that? I'm not here to judge. I just watch it and go, hey, they're doing that. And you make of it whatever you want. But, I mean, with that plan said, I mean, it's gonna be up to Boston to make the plan. Cullen, who is leading Op 4, doesn't really have anything he needs to do. Just set his guys up defensively. He should be A-okay. He could put guys out on the outskirts to counterattack the rears of attacks from Blue 4. And he might want to consider using the UAZ he has either as a quick-moving unit to take out the aircraft, or at least shoot at them to make them wave off, or to race to the flag turn-in point as a gun truck. So we could keep that in reserve. And then the statics, I mean, you could put 2 up in this office building, or 1 in the office, 1 in this checkpoint right here. And there's a tree in that road. Interesting. And then 1 on this area. And then again, you can use that to help lock down the skies, as well as fire on the 113s that come in. So either way, there's a lot of potential here. And yes, what's that? Judges and hates everyone equally, which makes him fair and honest in my book. Geez, almost 10 o'clock, but we're in round 2, so this will probably be over by midnight. I'm also thinking about doing some Phasma tomorrow night in VR after I calibrate everything, so we'll get there when we get there, but I have a lot of stuff to kind of adjust here to make everything work. I'm doing okay, Hazard. I've caught up a lot on my editing work, and now it leaves me open to work on some other projects again. Also, we got to continue work with the Shenanigans channel. We'll have a new vid come out tomorrow. We took a day off from uploading to allow us to get the front log again, so it could be less stressful. There will be a third round tonight. Just, you know, later on. But that's because the first round went down to the last 30 seconds, so, you know, it was a little longer than usual, but at the same time, it was pretty well done. Drunk Liru Scary game time. I cannot do VR drunk. It fucks with my head too much. It makes me nauseous. I learned that while we were testing the other one. I gotta be sober and I gotta be somewhat competent, otherwise I will knock myself out. So how fucked is one team or another? Napalm, based off of the previous round, I'm gonna say I don't think this is predictable. It's going to come down to, as I hate to be a broken record, but it's going to come down to who has the better PvP. But even with the last round, we saw both sides make some really exceptional plays, and the only reason Blue 4 won that is because they had so many pilots and crew members of the helicopters that were able to then land and then join the remaining Blue 4 guys alive and push in and find the objective. Oh, shut up, what's that? It's not a matter of the map balance, it's just more so the players. I mean, you had one guy take out 3 dudes, and then a guy in the enemy team take out 3 of their dudes, and it was pretty even. It just, you know, both sides made so many exceptional plays on each other that allowed Blue 4 to maintain their number advantage ever so slightly in that operation, and when they needed the extra troops, the helicopters landed, the crew got out, and they, you know, delivered. Oh, yeah, no, don't get me wrong, what's that? There are, and this is everyone else, there are some operations in FNF which are super biased. I think my favorite one to quote is the Sharpur one, where Blue 4 had an open airfield to spawn, and Op 4 had all of the fortified positions, and Blue 4 was just kind of cucked out of that one. Blue 4 still did a good job. They did a massive flank outside the map to get people in, but after that they were unable to close the distance to the other objective because it was just more open ground and Op 4 was entrenched. Oh, yeah, or the fucking UT's op where Blue 4 was attacking, I think it was sectors. This was an earlier FNF match. They were attacking Blue 4 sector, no, Op 4 sectors. Blue 4 had night vision. Op 4 had no night vision. They just had flares and flashlights. And yeah, that went about as well as you could have expected. They based it off of some other thing that I think they said it was, I think Operator Drewski or Dyslexy did, but I mean, if that's how well it worked out there, I wouldn't be surprised if it also worked out that way. Unless you're doing a PvE thing where you're the Blue 4 guys attacking, then it would make sense to me, but as a PvP thing, you're kind of screwing over one faction, so. My point is, I don't like seeing imbalanced ops, because it's very hard for one side to overcome that imbalance. Because usual PvP is just even trading, you know, you kill a guy and then you get killed, and for Friday night fights, that's usually what you see, and then the winning team is only the winning team because either A, something stupid happens to the other team, like they get 11 of their own guys killed at the beginning because they play bumper cars with their Vix, or you have someone like Nemesis, Adriano, T5 Bay get behind a group of players and kill like 9 or 10 dudes. I could have sworn I just saw them run over a guy, but like 9 or 10 dudes, and then the other team isn't able to recover from that. Usually because one team will go off where they're either not supposed to, or they'll just get killed by one guy, and then that usually makes or breaks it. But that's where the skill in this lies in. So we'll see how things go. 2 minutes remaining on the board. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to bring them forward and I will address them. Just hyped up on coffee right now to keep me going. One thing I would be curious about is if Blue 4 tries to do an air assault, which it looks like they're actually going to try to do here. They've got a team and a full squad loaded in the helicopters. There could be an air rush on the airfield or somewhere a little further out. There's plenty of LZs they could go to. But again, the UAZ has the 12.7 on the back. It very easily become a mobile AA Vic, and if it catches the Blackhawks in a landing position, it could easily just look up and get a lot of free kills. Barb isn't here. He was in EU. I don't know why he's not in NA. I think he's just either working or just taking the night off, which case good for him. No, Dishkas are 12.7. This is both the Dishka, the Cord, and the NSV. I've checked them all. They are all 12.7. I think the NSV is supposed to be 14.5 millimeter, the sit-down one, but they're all 12.7. He's probably already drunk. Yeah. Yeah, they are. It's debatable if they're 14.5 millimeter IRL, but I can tell you as someone that's worked with these assets, RHS has them all scripted to be 12.7. Pretty sure, again, the NSV is supposed to be 14.5 millimeter IRL, but I used one in a PvE op in TSB a while ago. I think 3 weeks in a cop builders op where they were making their own bases, and it was still 12.7. Oh, shut up. What's that? Anyway, mission has gone. We're seeing Blue 4 already mounted up. A little bit of a false start here. They're trying to mount up in VIX. There's one question mark. That's a 1113. They're only taking one 1113. Huh. Kind of silly. I would take the others to use at the team level to, have that 50 cal fire support, but I guess they're not going to utilize it. Bit of a waste if you ask me, but I mean, plans are plans. Op4 meanwhile sending guys out. They have looks like they're making a main defensive force on the interior perimeter. They got a lot of guys in the open right here, moving their 12.7s around. Nice. But it looks like they're not going to utilize this building, which I think again is a bit of a waste. They also have some forces pushing out here to potentially be a counter-attacking force or to set up a random defensive line, which I think is a bit of a risk because they don't know where those forces are coming from. You got the Blackhawks now riding the edge of the map. They can go further out, by the way, should they choose. And they might try a far southern landing. You'll see a pincer maneuver come in from Blue 4 here. Yeah, KP, VKPT, VTs, those are 14.5, but those don't exist in as Arma 3 statics from RHS at least. Oh God, Twig Kane. I mean, he was doing some major plays with someone else in the last round. He just got disconnected because his internet's not up to snuff. He poked me last round about being super salty about that, and I think he's going to be even more salty, but he's trying to get a reconnect now, but save start's over. He's going to, unfortunately, miss this round. All right, so we got the Blue 4 helicopters landing back here. They're going to deploy Delta and Foxtrot. So Foxtrot 2 is a machine gun team with a, for Blue 4 having Op4 guns, it's going, actually no, they're Russians with Blue 4 guns. It's going to be an M240 Bravo, which is crewed by Vormlach. And they've got the full Delta squad back here, which is just the rifle squad. So we have Blue 4 putting guys in here. This is probably the flag turn-in point then. if Blue 4 is sending dudes around right here. So I think they're just going to hold this position to prevent any Op 4 rushes to try to cap that area. And you're having Blue 4 coming in to provide an attack. As I predicted, they'd come around through this forested area. Most likely utilize that MSR, but because they only have 113, they might just go a little more far right. And you're going to see basically a southern attack with a northern attack here, or at least a northeastern and southeastern attack. That's going to potentially allow for these guys to go around and counterattack Blue 4's rear on the northern element, but we'll have to see how they decide to reposition. And you also have the gun car coming out in the open right here, I guess trying to look for the helicopters. I got to be careful where they drive it, though. I don't think they know that infantry have deployed back here, and that gun car could easily get taken out and commandeered by Blue 4. What's my favorite type of transport helicopter? I really like little birds. And I guess a second would be Mi-24s, or Mi-28s or the 32s, which are also the, no, it wouldn't be 28s. 28 is a Russian attack helicopter. So either the Mi-24 or the Kajman CSAT vanilla helicopter. It's also a pretty sexy one. It's basically an attack helicopter with transport capability. But I would say I love little birds personally. Might be because that's the only helicopter I really know how to fly at a competent level. And what's that's about to make a joke about me flying? Willing to bet. But otherwise, we have two 113s coming down now. Second one was just crewed and being brought in. I like to see that extra one in because that's going to give them some extra fire support. And there's what's that already bitching at me. Excellent. See, what's that? You become predictable after a certain time, man. It gets a little lackluster with the insult if I'm able to immediately call them out, you know? But Blue 4, they're going to mainly bank on this attack wave up here coming from the northeast, probably sneak it down and try to do a full-on eastern attack because it was from the north. They wouldn't have deployed up here, and crossing through these open fields is a very bad idea when you're that close to the objective. So looking at the terrain, Blue 4 has to work with a little bit of a thin forest section right here, but Op 4 is in no position to attack that area. There's also a bit of low ground and defilade cover Blue 4 can utilize to pretty much get right on top of this area, but Op 4 has some guys in some really good defensive trenches right here to try to stop it, but only 3 dudes. And this will also let them get right on top of this cache position, meaning, again, a lot of the Op 4 guys are going to be obsolete here. But again, we might see Delta try to go around and do a flanking attack. But another thing I'm noticing is the timing of this is really, really off. Plus, Blue 4, if to make the southern attack, is going to have to cross an airfield, and that's all open area where they can easily get gunned down. But Blue 4 need to think about holding right now, because this attack wave is still, like, at least 5 minutes behind. And now you're seeing one of the helicopters fly over. They are taking fire from the UAZ and a PKM gunner. That's exactly what the helicopter wants to do. It's trying to bait out the machine gun positions of Op 4 so it can then mark them on a map and pass them to command, who can then formulate and change his plan accordingly. We also have the 113s holding right here, probably because they're going to use this open terrain to get in to give support to the Blue 4 guys should they request it. Wow, what's that? Thanks. Appreciate it. I'm being silent right now because I'm trying to think. I don't get why Op 4 has all these forces out here. I think that's a bit of a waste because Op 4 knows Blue 4 has 113s, so they're going to be a lot more likely to take a route that includes an MSR, because putting 113s through direct forest isn't the best idea, especially with how well tactics were last round. I don't think thinking that a commander would put 113s through a jungle, not a jungle but a forest, wouldn't be the best bet. But I could still see these guys coming around, but then they get caught out of position by the 113s. But another mistake I'm seeing is, how is Blue 4 going to maintain this gap? If they're just going to come around the forest and reinforce on the rear, then why didn't they just bring them in the first place? It would have been better to land those Blackhawks in these open open areas over here, which are admittedly not that well open. If not like right there, and then have a completely different flank attack, because you never want forces to cross through an open airfield because it's a massive kill zone. So Blue 4 is dividing into a bit of a northern attack and the pure eastern attack here. I think they should have come around a bit more and just attacked, the flag area itself with an encompassing eastern and southern attack. Now you're hearing those Blackhawks opening up, possibly firing at the Dishka car, and the Dishka car is firing back. It's going to be really hard with the speed and the distance the UAZ is delivering for the Dishka car to do any damage. They also have a gunner in there. It's a PKM gunner. It's going to not be able to get that much penetration, but actually, as I say that, I was in an op the other day, a TM op, where all I had was a 250 round 7.62 turret on an MTLB, and I was still able to penetrate into the Blackhawk and kill people, so that would still be doable. Meanwhile, Frank is unconscious over here. I don't know if he accidentally climbed over or if he got armored here. Based on the blood loss, I don't think he fell, otherwise it'd be a bit more, so I think he just got caught on the door frame. It happens. And we have the third 113 coming down, I guess, to cover the dismount point and to, I guess, be a mobile crew. So, yeah, not bad. PKM firing blindly up there, but it's not really going to be able to score much. And we have Master Ethan here, prone, trying to overwatch this airfield. He's in a good spot. But, yeah, Blue 4... they're setting up to cross this airfield, and that's scaring the shit out of me. And we got Vargren over here, also looking at the airfield, really close to Op 4 right there. Ethan now turning, surprised he didn't see Vargren there. You're hearing some machine gun fire. Again, that's the aircraft firing down at the Vic right there. Yeah, so Vargren's a marksman. He does not see Ethan in the tree right there. Oh, baby. Ethan's turned around, but now Vargren's in the low ground. They're too far to hear each other crawling. Oh, this is silly. This is the fog of war. Alright, if Ethan had his effects volume turned up, he would have heard Vargren walking right there. He'd be able to hear him crawling too. Yeah, I mean, you can hear how loud that is. Oh, Ethan, how do you not hear that? I'm sorry. This happens, what's that? I've seen some funnier shit in the past, but... So, let's give him a warm welcome, shall we? Alright, so that car is now engaging the Blue 4 force right there. Jesus Christ. Always check around once in a while, guys. At least having some degree of situational awareness. Oh god, Ethan! Ethan! Don't tell me the tree just stopped you from seeing that guy! What are you doing? Wait! Ladies and gentlemen, this is Friday Night Fights, where we see some really crazy examples of what fog of war is in Arma 3, because you got to remember, they're locked to first person, and some people, actually not just some, a lot of people don't have situational awareness, they don't pull 360, and that's why we constantly see plays like this. I'm going to have a sip of water after that one. God damn. I don't know what to say about that, like... Literally, Vagrant just stared at him with his binoculars and tried to pull his gun out, and then Ethan was just turned to his side. He then looks over, finally finds the source of the noise, and goes, "Oh, you don't have your gun out." Takes him out, and then pulls away because he doesn't know who else is right there. I've just... Ah, man, now you got Firefighter looking in that direction with Bridges. Because now they think there's more OPFOR guys on that side. OPFOR, meanwhile, has reconsolidated Delta's force, and they are now pulling back to potentially hold the objective or try to engage the Blue 4 guys coming up on the airfield. But the airfield is defended by this car, which honestly just has to keep driving in lawn ovals here to engage the hostile force. Trying to catch Dr. Debrit out of position here, some suppression going out. But we just saw a 249, that is T5 Bay, with a 240 Bravo, excuse me, suppressing the shit out of that car. And has knocked out the driver and the gunner. The PKP guy, Stalingrad, still up with Stottenberg, but we call him Stotten Bay as well. And now that's the light attack car taken out for OPFOR. Coming close to the 30-minute mark. We're going to have 35 minutes remaining on this round. I think this op will be settled before that, but I said that on the last one when we went down to the last 30 seconds, so... Who the heck knows at this point? Looks like Pierce attempted to get out, but was knocked out again. And Stottenberg, his best strategy would, I guess, now to be to pull in two friendly forces or try to wait it out and do some flanking. Meanwhile, we have Carlson going along the left flank. He is the other Blue 4 marksman. He is going to try to find where OPFOR are, but OPFOR are reconsolidating their push, and they're expecting this attack now, based off of what the gun car was telling them, and probably based off of what Ethan is going to tell people here, and these guys are just going to get ready to engage those forces coming in. S10, if you want, you can pass the link to What's That via DMs, and then What's That if you wouldn't mind posting it, because only mods and myself can post links, because we got too many bots that come in here with links that people click on and get viruses on their computer, and I want to kind of avoid that. But meanwhile, we have the Black Hawk that is armed, staying at a pretty big range, and the gunners are doing a good job leading and firing into here. We have a random AK dropped right here. Don't know why that's there. But it's also firing at the smoked out car. We got Stottenberg coming up to try to bandage his dudes. But now that Blue 4 has kind of secured the spot, they are doing the crossing in the open. Ay, ay, ay. And we have a 113 pulling around on the far western flank, and the other 113s are still waiting up here in reserve. Now you're having Jameson and Flood pull down. They are being engaged by Chupless and Montgomery. They got T5 Bay set up right here. He just knocked out Stottenberg, who was trying to pull out his buddies, but unfortunately they were just double tapped by that 240 Bravo. He is now taking a lot of fire. Doubt he'll wake up again. It's still possible, but pretty nasty. Meanwhile, now you have Major East here, I guess, showing some ab workout here, bipoding on the defensive trench, firing that PKP back, and trying to suppress these Blue 4 guys. I would say at this point, Blue 4 waiting is kind of done with. I think they're waiting for this group to come in to get in the battle line here before they press the attack, but at this point, pulling these units to attack the southern guys would be your best opening to start the engagement here. We also have a Bravo squad, actually it's a team of dudes, up here. I guess going to try to push in close through this section, but we're going to have a beautiful Blue 4 concave on OPFOR, but OPFOR is pretty much ready to deal with this. Op4 guy's some serious triceps. He's got some serious muscles, period, to be able to do that. Gotta love the glitches you find with the bipodding of weaponry. Always found that interesting. But we have the Blackhawk here trying to get some top attacks down on the rooftop here, trying to hit Shade. They did manage to take out his leg, actually. But, I mean, they can't be super accurate with that gun, so they're just relying on suppression. I do like where this 50 cal is. I mean, it's on a really good overwatch spot of the flag itself. And now you're starting to hear Blue 4 begin their attack. So, they're waiting on the Foxtrot and Delta teams to come in here. They've started attacking this trench line. Blue 4 having return fire on. It's hard for me to say Blue 4 and Op 4 here because Op 4 is in Blue 4 uniforms and Blue 4 is in Op 4 uniforms. But you also have Bravo now coming around to do a wide attack as well, really testing the 360 of Op 4's defenses. And you're seeing the first trench lines here getting completely knocked out. Multiple downs. And look at this. Jemiah here, he's running up. And you also hear those 113s coming in. So Jemiah coming around. Getting shot at by his own dudes here. He's not even going to check the rear of that defensive line. He's going right for the flag. And then now you got more guys pulling into the secondary defensive lines here. You got these guys also pulling in. Is Jemiah going to check the rear of that fortification, catch Jeff out of position? No, he's going to run into where other Blue 4 guys are coming. He runs right into JY's firing arc here, who was firing at someone coming up at that angle. And now you got these Op 4 guys firing at the Bravo team that was flanking around. So action is pretty much everywhere. It's just Blue 4 trying to do an encirclement. They're also crossing dudes over the open airfield, knowing it's secure now by knocking Op 4 back. So looks like Jeff's gone down. Hamal also went down there. Now you're having AT also firing into this position. It's just going to be down to the CQB. I'm struggling to find what angle to cover here, to be perfectly honest. Now the question's going to be, where, if any, does Op 4 have explosive traps, and how effective can that Blackhawk be with its aerial suppression? And then on top of that, how effective is the PvP going to be? So you got Fohammer as a marksman up here. He's firing at other Op 4 dudes. So that's not good. Otherwise, you have some of the TSB guys trying to catch some of the Scandia Recon guys out of position. That was a 240 gunner. So that was flying Finn. Ouchies. Now you got Poe coming up. You just had explosive traps go off, knocking out a lot of Blue 4 guys. Excellent work right there. That's what I was wondering. When were those explosive traps come into play? Could have waited a little longer, but at the same time, they did a really good job. Warwick's going to wake back up. This collapsed building is going to have J-Mana here, or Germania, and Dreek stay down a little longer because they were right next to that damn thing. So good call there. Op 4 is doing everything right so far. It's just, can they win the PvP fight? If Blue 4 starts getting up here and outflanking some Op 4 dudes, it could be pretty devastating, though. But Warlord just needs to turn right. He might be able to spot some of these dudes. Mannerheim flanking. Yep, so this is what I was talking about. If Op 4 starts getting flanked on some of these HESCO barriers, they're going to immediately get taken out. Flood coming up, though, knocking out some of the Blue 4 guys. Bridges trying to get a shot on Warlords, crawling out of position. Missing his shots, though. Can Warlords fire back? No, he gets killed. T5 Bay getting caught in front of a Dishka and knocked down. Ouch. So I really like the cheeky spots of where Op 4 is putting their 50 cal statics. 50 cal, 12.7, they're nearly identical in bullets, one just slightly longer than the other. But, gosh, this is getting messy. I'm worried Op 4 might be overcrowding some of these buildings. But at the same time, the initial Blue 4 attacks aren't going too well, but Blue 4 still has a lot of guys in reserve to throw up on this line, and Blue 4 also closing the gap on the other side. But if Blue 4 gets a proper encirclement here, wow, grenade going right on Drake. But if Blue 4 gets a good encirclement here, Op 4 is not going to have any good cover to hide from. 113s have pulled up. They're firing 50 cal up there. Blue 4 coming up to breach this building. Op 4 trying to hold right here. They got a really good overwatching 50, but they're probably going to lose it. Excuse me, 12.7. Blue 4 trying to lick their wounds. Their initial attack is slowed down. Reserve forces are going in now, but Op 4 still has a pretty sizable defense here. You have Carlson coming in as the other Blue 4 marksman. Might be able to catch some of these Op 4 guys out of position. If he looks left. Left, there he goes, and he's going for chest shots. Knocks Lee out. Porter's gonna crawl out and actually manages to get Carlson out. He should have moved instead, but instead he decided to hold there, deer in the headlights, and get hit. Now you're seeing that 113 blindly suppressing, actually working against the other Blue 4 guys because they can't PID from that range. So the UH-60 needs to get a little bit closer. I might just call it a 113 on accident. My apologies. But Op 4 doing a really good job holding with these two bunkers. And look at all the fire going up to the top of this building. You got Op 4 basically holding out in this one doorway. They've slightly opened this door to hold the corner. That's pretty smart. And time-wise, still another 25 minutes on the clock. This is just going to be do or die to if Op 4 can hold this out or if Blue 4 can smash through. But that 12.7 static right there, being super cheeky on the rear defense, killed T5 Bay, almost knocked Kershaw out. But now you're seeing some of the Blue 4 guys using these the foliage here to their advantage to conceal their positions, and they're using it to take people out that run around in the open. We just saw another Blue 4 guy get taken out, because again, Op 4 are using the keyholes in this bunker to do a lot of damage. And it looks like Homebrew Cocaine's gone down to some grenades being thrown out by that top Op 4 position. And you got some Op 4 guys up here going down to grenades. Valhallen also caught out of position by Norse. But Pronix utilizing... Oh, I love this spot. I love it when people use this one, because no one ever looks up there. So he gets a free kill off of one of the Blue 4 guys with that spot. And Bowhammer gets out, gets a kill on... not a kill, but a knockout on Arcor. And now you got Drake firing up in this position, taking out a lot of dudes in that bunker. That was at least 2 guys down. And now it's down to Reapers and Insanity to hold that position, but you're seeing grenades getting thrown in here, smokes. Blue 4's probably prepping to do another push. But we have people like Potato using the foliage as well to hold out for Blue 4 to get close. Got Chilpless coming down, another good veteran player. And he's going to try to go for that flag. But will there be people? Nope, it gets taken out by Devincer and Nightshade. Again, utilizing all parts of this bunker. Op 4 is utilizing all parts of the bunker to maintain some really good 360. But if there is a good rocket or keyhole, for example, Tom Consignus and D-Brit firing inside the bunker, managing to knock Martin out, Op 4 will get pinned down pretty easily in those spots. Or if Blue 4 can run in and throw some grenades or get some AT hits in there. Meanwhile, back at this building, Gray here trying to come down, gets a leg shot on Nas, but gets knocked out. Looks like Homebrew woke back up, but got breached on, and that 12.7 is destroyed. We have Night Owl being the only guy still up here. More 50 cal suppression going up here. Pronix also staying up in that Overwatch area. Warwick close by. Looking at the map overall, we got PV up, a guy named Catch coming around. Not sure what he's gonna do out here. Oh, he's a marksman. That's why. So he's trying to find another keyhole. But at this point, he's not going to find too much unless he tries to go for the gunners of those 50 cals. But even then, I don't think there's not going to be much to be done right there. We had a hidden 12.7 gun. This was the third static I was looking for Op 4. It had a gunner on it, but he was taken out. And now you're seeing the 12.7 suppressed into this building. They're just not PIDing where Pronix is, and he is able to get... Wow, he's killed 3 people in this same kill spot. Nice. So I would assume he is on 3 or more kills because of that. Yep, on 3 exactly, utilizing that little keyhole, and it's working for him. Meanwhile, Total Conscience trying to breach into that building with the 240 Bravo. Grenade gets thrown, probably going to kill Potato with that. Nope. Actually, it was the Devincer. Potato's on the outskirts here. Another grenade going down, but Op 4's numbers are dwindling. Blue 4 still has a lot of guys in here. I don't think Op 4 is going to be able to turn this around. And CO manages to spot Potato in that bush and takes him out. Nightshade appearing outside and quickly getting shot at, but then he phased back in. CO now trying to keyhole the Op4 guys in that one spot, but Blue 4 has an opening here to get in there as the remaining Op4 guys are getting suppressed by additional units pushing up into this section. Op4, I think if one thing I would have changed is if they, instead of having that Delta Force kind of come in and reinforce, they should have tried flanking the Blue 4 attack and instead use that UAZ Vic to pull around. But CO running in, taking that flag, taking multiple hits. His position is going to be marked by Op4 this entire time. You got Nightshade running out, going for that flag. And you have a Vic coming in. Sholin trying to put some AT in that bunker. It's a little late for that. And let's see. Kershaw gets hit. Nightshade now firing on his rear. I think Sholin was engaging him. But yep, now CO is going to be able to basically run out of there. I would have triple timed if I was him. And Nightshade getting cut out of position here, getting shot by some of the Blue 4 guys on this concave. I think CO is home free at this point, unless Catch flanks around and takes him out. But at this point, with the amount of Blue 4 numbers there are compared to Op4, I think Op4 is done at this point. So all they need to do is bring one of the 113s over. We see the capture point. Yep, it's where those two guys checked out earlier. They just have to load CO in there, drive them over, and it's GG. So again, good defense for what Op4 had for going for them. They just need to be a little more ambient on their tactics because they lost a lot of people on the outer perimeters. And that's what let Blue 4 keep their number advantage going, because Blue 4 already had a number advantage of 15%, which gave them like an additional 10 guys. But Op4 didn't do anything cheeky to try to outflank. And thus Blue 4 was able to keep everything going. So, interesting match overall. I'm wondering if Blue 4 is going to come in and try to sweep the remaining dudes as Op4, you know, try to drop who they can. I do like how Catch caught this building, this Vic dismounting, killed everyone inside. 3 kills down to his handgun. That was clever. Tactics like that, but now it's down to 3 dudes. Blue 4 pretty much has this in the bag because they're just going to deliver the flag with the 113. We actually haven't seen a capture the flag match go like this. Usually everyone on one side dies before the flag can be taken. So, yeah. Not bad. It's up to Galil, Chronix, and Jameson to, I guess, just get as many kills as they can, but GG goes to Blue 4. Chronix getting another kill. How many is he on from these keyholes, man? That was his 4th? Okay. Yeah, that position's going to be updated for Op4 every few moments. That's GG. So what'd you guys think about that? I just think if that Delta Force instead tried to come around here where that Blue 4 force was going, they could have nullified this northern group and had, oh, there goes Chronix, had Op4 been able to maintain this position with that 12.7, I think they would have had a lot better job suppressing the Blue 4 guys that were coming up on those Hesco walls. Because the 12.7 that was in this bunker did a lot of damage. You know, it took out Bay, and it just suppressed that angle, so Blue 4 is very limited to come to different angles that Op4 was ready for him on. So I think we would have seen a much different game if Delta decided to flank north instead of south just to solely reinforce. Anyway, there goes Galil, D-Brick getting knocked out by Devincer. It's now up to Jameson and Devincer. I think Infidel's going to get a double tap here. Nope, he's going to breach instead. But, I mean, we're about to see GG called because that flag is in that Vic. So Devincer, Jameson doing their best to hold out, but Devincer running out with the 240 Bravo that he stole off of a dead enemy force. Gets some hits on Sholin there. Grenade gets thrown. He's going to walk right on top of that grenade. And gets knocked out by Constructor. And where do they have to turn this flag in specifically? Right there. Ah, so after they do it, there's still a timer for them to hold the flag, but at this point... Yeah, nothing's gonna come of that. We got Ketch, who woke back up and took a friendly triple 1-3. He's gonna knock Warwick out with a headshot. Get back in the Vic and just drive away. So those guys just desynced each other away. He was able to get in that Vic. Ketch needs to get in this 50 cal and fire back. Nemesis now coming out. Oh, not a guy you want to fight, Ketch. Infidel gets in that 50 cal and starts blindly firing. Might catch Ketch out of position here. Five kills. I mean, again, the heavy hitters are staying alive. You got Jameson here. Oh, but no, Nefs is running up. He's gonna get the kill on Ketch. And there it is. Now you got Jameson running up, last man standing, getting shot at by Eagle here. Jameson doing some blind suppression. At least knocks Orsi out. He's gonna probably catch Nemesis out of position, knocks him out, fighting on Chunky. And there you go, Jameson's hit. That's GG. Not a bad round. It was a good classic. I mean, the capture time's about to finish there, but yeah, I mean, that was just a good, nice slog. Nothing really significant happened except for the one little mishap with the two guys not PIDing each other, but there was some good kill zones there. I really like Pronix's kill zone right there, but Op4 wasn't able to wiggle the Blue 4 number advantage out of Blue 4, and Blue 4 was able to, you know, just win that with numbers. That was a good match. All right, we're going to jump down. Let's see what the final round has for us here. It's going to be Tanoa.
Grab 2 M113s.
Okay, I want to say that was an amazing fight to watch. Good defense, Op4. Good shit, Blue 4 for breaking it.
Yeah, that seemed like a very fun round for everyone.
That was.
I thought my bush was a nice hiding.
It was a lot of fun.
Not me. I disconnected 30 seconds after safe start ended, so thank you.
Have some chat, boys.
Nice.
Hey, I do want to say something as well. Guys, make sure you always check around once in a while. There were two guys before the main fight started that were literally next to each other and didn't realize it was Vargrant and someone else.
Yeah, you don't have to remind me, bro.
That's another one for F&F bingo.
Literally 3 feet, like guns
I'm
could touch.
posting
It
to
was so
NA
cute.
Media. Yeah.
Yeah, that was me and Vargrant together.
All right. Can I get group leaders to post their numbers? Thank you. Second. We will get us into the last round.
All right, let's see. End up Green 4 attacking Op 4.
Strike.
Hey, how many do y'all have AA?
I think it's just me and Greg still. No, Olaf's here.
Holy keyboard.
Well, Strack put numbers, so I'm not gonna put them again. But I guess we're not combining anymore.
Oh my god, I want to fly so bad.
Tarnfalk.
You always want to fly.
Yeah, that's a big no, Pierce.
I'm an amazing pilot. I've got like 4,000 hours flying. Straight up. It's what I'm best at.
I was
Hands
joking.
down.
I was joking.
How many of them were crashing?
And not many. I'm a fucking amazing pilot.
That's the thing that bothers me is the fact that he says he's amazing.
That's literally. I've been flying with armor since I was like 10 years old.
All right, we're gonna break it. We're gonna break it. All right, let's get. What are we looking
Play
at?
M2 fonts for this last
Blue
round.
4.
Why not? I'm
Is
gonna check the
anybody that has
multi
a
and write
cat
out
all
the
night?
rounds
CSC and
that.
AA have
Yeah, we have.
Write out
Scandy
the
has.
names that don't exist
All
anymore.
right,
This is the
CSC,
final
AA
round.
Combo and Scandy. You
Davinter just told me
all
he's off, so I can write him out. Awesome.
Slot up on Op 4.
You doomed us, Mountain.
I It'll be my pleasure to shoot Pierce down.
And
1-2-1.
the last guy also went offline.
All right, 1-2-1.
And it looks like everyone else is staying.
Copy.
Excellent.
Let's see, Tau. All right, Tau, go in for it.
There's our multi-updated.
That's 1-2-1, CSCAA combo, and Scanny Recon all on Op4. Let's get the second MRB on Blue 4, or not Blue 4, N4. Let's
Yeah,
get
Nikolai,
the
it was a little
29th
confusing, but I mean,
on
that's part of the
N4.
fun of the round,
Let's
you know?
get TSB on N4.
So multi's updated. We wrote out DeVincer and someone else. DeVincer's joined us in chat. Noise.
Flux due to the server speed thing.
And we're down below triple digits.
Let's see what these numbers look like. Still need to do some adjustments. Let's get 1 RW on N4. Let's get the 15th MEU on N4. If you are a member of Centaur or an individual player, join N4. Second MRB, if you are not slotted, you need to slot.
In our spots.
Can I get slots open in Bravo?
Everyone has
I
good
need
days and
second
bad
to
days,
take
no matter
those
how
slots
much
if they're
you
gonna
play this game.
I need this Bravo 1 slots open.
It happens. Just don't dwell on the mistakes. Always try to be a better player in person.
Let me get Chad, BPL, Health, and the 13th on Op4.
Yeah, righto, Green Robot. I'd be wearing the green robe right now. I'm actually wearing a Hiago shirt and pants. PJ pants. But we're not Zeusing, so there's no green robe on right now. Reserve that for the Zeusing.
Let's go.
Hey, Cool Breeze, will you and Fist change spots? Fist don't know how to combat engineer.
Yeah.
Your Nightshade, righto.
Kajakstath Hotel.
Anderson, brain fart. Where do you want 13th?
Wait, so you're the sexy voice guy, right? My brain's a peanut right now. Does each team have their... No, that's Night Owl. Okay, yeah, sorry. Ron Knight. Command structure is simple. You have company command, which is in charge of the 2 platoons. Then you have a platoon with a marksman in it, in charge of 3 squads. The first 2 squads, it's a squad leader, and then 2 teams of 6.
13th is on.
And everything's delegated by some sort of leadership role.
If you
down
are
to the
not
team leader.
currently slotted, I need you all on Op4.
Nightshade, medic me up for one final kill. Cack.
And 15th, I'm going to move you all over to Op4.
I went out, tried to kill a fly carrier. Right, I saw that. 34 versus 56. That's totally fair for a 15% numbers advantage.
Where are we going?
It's like a 50% numbers advantage. Hot damn, or not even like an 100%. Wait, no, 30, 60, 72. No, it will be about 50.
Would you mind company commander again, since there isn't one?
If there's not a volunteer from when you're on N4, if there is a person on Op4 that hasn't been company command that would like to take it, you are open to take it. You are in for it, Twig.
Oh, I thought.
No. If there is a person on Op4 that would like to company command that hasn't done it, you may do it. Options going once. It is going twice. It is now open to anyone.
Sure we have SLs.
1 RW, I'm sorry, I might take your helicopter from you.
Oh, please, man. I've been waiting. Fly.
I know, I'm gonna have to do it. You're the only one with the small enough numbers to switch over to Op4.
The helicopter my other guys go because they want to go infantry.
Yeah, we can do that.
How many
So
do you
lessening the numbers here.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah, do it.
Oh yeah, when you have people
my God,
behind the
switched
other
up.
first side's battle line, a lot can change very quickly. That's part of the fun of watching.
Anybody from the 15th will be Op4 as well. And we go ahead and let Hassinger put your company together.
Camilla and 4 go first. I am looking at the list and I'm going to be longer than a minute.
Alrighty, Twig, put your company together.
Let me scroll. Do you see anything wrong with first platoon?
Yeah, that's fair.
Hang on. Break.
Nightshade, you did get some good hits in. You killed the guy next to him as well, but you weren't able to get him.
Hammer's one of Tau.
Oh, is it? Never mind, not Hammer. And the other guy that was moving. Alright, sorry, go ahead, Twig.
We need more people in the Charlie 2. That would be nice. The Foxtrot, if you just want to head up to Charlie 1, that would be easier for organization purposes.
Can I make a quick suggestion?
Sure.
What if you moved Alpha to Charlie and you moved a bunch of second platoon up into Alpha, consolidated first platoon?
I was thinking about the same thing, but I mean, Drake, you're a good second platoon. You're good with your Delta 1 unit. You'll be kumbaya.
We're just basically a little squad, that's all. As long as you're cool with that.
Yep. I got a super special task. But someone can move Doc. That'd be great. Besides that, Pierce is good. Golf is good. Alright, I'm good.
Can I get a... Oh, never mind. Alrighty. Op 4. Get your company together. Passenger. Oh, where'd he go?
I'm still here. I don't know why I was on slide, but I'm still here. Alright, well, first platoon, it's only you 4 guys, so are you guys alright with that, or do you want to combine?
Turn the music down a touch.
Okay, you guys have a Charlie team.
We'll
there.
see how well
Alright,
this
I'll leave you
last
guys
round
as
goes.
then.
Is Charlie, I'm sorry, is Charlie
41
on
versus
first platoon?
53.
I looked down.
Interesting enough.
Alright, second platoon. I am going to...
I agree, Assassins. We'll see what the defenders decide to pull.
Vagrant, you are
I feel
the
so
only
bad
one
for
in Echo
Twig.
1,
His
and there's
internet's not
nobody in
strong
Echo
enough to
2
save
as
the
well.
network
So I'm going to have you
requirements.
bump up to Rifleman Lat in Delta 1, or you can be a squad medic. Your call. Sergeant Rust, if you are still here, I am going to have you actually be my company XO.
Copy.
And Foxtrot, I'm going to keep you guys as is. You guys are looking pretty good.
So there's no statics for
Alright,
the
I'm good.
defenders this round.
Vagrant moved up out of Echo 1.
They do get 2 UAZ Dishkas, though, they can use for mobile.
Somewhere.
And
second platoon
then
other
they'll
than
always
that.
get explosives.
We'll take him in Delta 1.
Butters grab Lat.
I think the M1025A1s are Humvees, though.
I'm good to go.
Jesus, Indigo.
Alright, let's push it.
Yeah, Iceberg, usually I'm sleepy by the 3rd round of NA, but I drank coffee before we started the stream. That was about 2.5 hours ago. And I'm still right
Like
as
giving
rain.
away
I'll
candy
probably
this
be this way
Halloween.
till like 1 a.m., then hard crash.
You are
my kind of mama.
Toothpaste,
Well,
are
aren't
you a torturous soul?
He's giving away those small toothpaste tubes. That's what he does.
You are the candy for Halloween.
No, he's
Toilet
giving away
paper's too valuable.
Oh.
Yeah, I said it was good
What
flying.
you do is give people fucking cinnamon licorice.
Jungle
think
Petroglyph.
Alright, break.
It'd be
What
funny
is
a
our
fucking
brief?
PvP op in the volcano.
Mission maker's not here.
That's a...
Staff, what is our brief?
Oh dear.
Is defense sector. Sector control. Pretty straightforward. Any questions?
Is it sequential?
Non-sequential.
Non-sequential.
All of them are highlighted.
Alrighty. Any questions?
All right, you know what? No, I'm feeling Homeworld tutorial for this one. That's my usual like Vietnam jungle music. Plus, I think the beats would complement the jungle firefighting and casualness of the 3rd round well, and I'm already drowning. 15 minutes on the safe start clock. Op 4 spawning close by Sector 3 for their defense, but they're able to move around anywhere in here. And we see them coming in. It's again going to be Op 4 with blue 4 guns. No, they're doing G36s. Okay, so it's German-esque dudes. And then what is independent gonna be? FALs. So basically, wait, what? So we have a mix here of 545, 762 with the SA-58s and the FALs. I saw some Mark 14s as well. And they also have RPGs. Unless the RPG is the MAT team gun. Where was he? Actually, hell, I can just check. Charlie 2. No, is a Carl Gustav. So the AT is going to be RPG based for this independent style faction. It's a weird mix. Oh, so okay, so the medics get the Mark 14s. That's interesting. there's just a mix of guns all across the board. Okay, 3 transport Hemmets, a lot of transport Humvees. Yep, so those were M2 Humvees, then 3 transport no, there's 6 transport Hemmets total. Okay, and where's the helicopter? There she is, and she is armed with 240 Bravos on the side. Okay. Very, very interesting. So Independent's kind of just a mixed bag of guns there. I would say mainly 545 base, but there was a lot going on. And then Op4 is mainly 556 base with the G36Ks. And then marksman rifles, the Mark 11. We already see the gun crews getting in their Dishkas. What is their MAT team gunner? That would be Falcon with an RPG 32. What's their normal AT at the squad level? It is a single shot M72 Law. Interesting. I wonder what he's looting. Their vehicles down here. This is not their vehicles. This is just random stuff on the map. Okay, because I assure you they're not going to use those. Those aren't 2S1s. Those are the bigger ones, the 2S13s or something. Butchered their name, but whatever. We got a bunch of D30 batteries in there. Yeah, so a nice little bit of showcase there, but we got gas trucks and 6-mana off-roads to utilize. But let's look at this AO. So Sector 3 is literally this little station here of all these artillery pieces and whatnot. I'd be curious to know if the simulation's disabled or not, because explosive traps could work really well here, but at the same time, this is a sector defense, so how it works is as long as Op4 has a dude in the sector, it cannot be taken by Independent. I think Arcor is doing the spin jump thing, yep, and gliding around. But hiding someone up here would probably be the best bet. Explosive traps, again, don't normally work well on sectors because if no one in the defending team is in there, some Blue 4 or whatever the attacking team is can step in and immediately capture the sector. So this is like any sector control is like the weakest way to do explosive traps unless you know, have a way to amplify the explosion, which, I mean, this sector does provide. Interesting enough. So Sector 2 is literally a crossroad village on trail paths. These buildings are not supposed to be here. They were added in by the mission maker. You can tell because... Okay, so some of them are, but for example... This building right here, since it's like literally in the path, that's not supposed to be there. So some of these are natural, but some of those are placed by the mission maker. So adding to the ambience there, this is at the top of a ridge line. Really hard to defend because it's in the middle of the jungle. But I think the most defensible sector here is going to be Sector 1. The temple. The temple has a lot of natural choke points that you can literally put up. Oh, ooh, yeah. I like it. I like the little additions here, and they even put some graffiti in here too. I like it. But yeah, I mean, it has a lot of you know, small pathways that easily a machine gunner could lock down this area. I don't think there is a fourth entrance. Okay, so I mean, a whole squad could stay in here. There's places you could enhance movement up here. You can get on these higher spots. There's a lot you can do if you built in the sector itself to make it a lot more defensive, but it could also be considered gamey and unfair. But then there's two ways to get in this zone. The first one is through this one entrance, and the second is from the forested path up here. If you're willing to do a lot of climbing, you can enhance movement down. But I mean, there's just steep drop-offs here. You can also crawl in from this section and get right into this zone. So I could see OPFOR easily doing an all eggs in one basket approach to Sector 1. They have the numbers to hold it. The issue is the UAZs might not be too effective, but if they were to cover the southern route here, the southern SSR specifically, they could probably run into independent forces and gun them down. Plus, this AO would be really defensive against that chopper, because the chopper's not going to be able to, like, see anything in here. Whereas if OPFOR decides to guard Sector 3, the chopper's going to have a lot easier time seeing stuff and shooting. So I'd love to see OPFOR do an all eggs in one basket approach here, but probably not going to see that, because 8 minutes, yeah, they'd spend the 8 minutes literally getting there. So what do you think, chat? Did I watch the new episode of Mandalorian? No spoilers. I've actually never seen Mandalorian. It's on my list of things to do. There's a big list of stuff I'm going to do when I finish school this semester. I'm gonna fucking binge watch a few animes and then move on to some cartoons and then some live action shows like Mandalorian. Here's hoping OPFOR's officer knows about the temple. Let's look. Let's see. Who's in charge of OPFOR? Hassinger. I don't think I've seen him command before, but he does have a 2IC medic as Boston and Russ, two vets I do know about, and they're fighting against Twig King. Oh, that's risky because Twig King's been getting kicked off all night. I hope Warlords is going to be quick to step up here, because I think Twig King's going to get kicked off sometime in this operation and have a hissy fit, so... Oh, that's tough. And now, for whatever reason... Ooh, a little bit of a camera issue there. OPFOR is going to... They're waiting right there. They might try to do a flank. And then go directly to Independent Spawn. Now, we have Command driving up into this sector. I'm not going to see the pluses and Vix. That's okay, but yeah, no, they need to be mounting people up and moving them if they want to hold the southern sectors. But I'd say, like, you know, having a squad in Sector 2 and having everyone else in Sector 1 would be really, really smart. And then putting explosive traps in Sector 3 to demo all those Vix and keep the explosive guy there to dead him to make Independent come in close would be a very good call. Yeah, vehicles in the jungle, not the best thing you want to see, but everyone needs to make their own mistakes on that regard. It's his second week here, he's a new commander. Well, here's hoping he knows about that one sector. Looks like OPFOR are doing their best to get mounted into the off-roads because they drive quicker. We see Scandi Recon mounting up in a gas. And we have a medic staying in Sector 3. It's just Boston. I think he's going to just try to find a cheeky spot to hide in. Not going to lie, the best spot would probably be in this little slit right here. Instead, he's going to try to hide in the back of a Ural. But I'll BRB 1 second. leave it on the map, and I'll be back in. I apologize for that, chat. I would have needed to do that sometime. But, alright. Let's see. So, Op 4, they're keeping Boston in Sector 3. Alright. Let me try to find him here. He's actually behind my camera. Not sure if he was given any explosives. Doesn't look like it because he lacks a backpack here. No! I lied! Did you see that by his feet? Ah, fuck. Where'd it go? There was something that looked like some sort of satchel over here, but I cannot seem to find it now. But I could have sworn I saw a satchel. God, I'm blind. Maybe it was a figment of my imagination. But yeah, no, he's trying to hide somewhere up here. I think his best bet would be up there or again in that little slit back there, but he's probably just going to hold that sector to bait out Independent. Meanwhile, Independent, they have a fully mounted, not fully mounted, but they got a full squad in a Hemet ready to go. They got everyone else mounted up in these Humvees ready to go. And they have a full squad in the Huey ready to go. So Independent definitely ready to go. You got to remember, they cannot lift off the helicopters. They can get them spewed up as safe start goes on, and when safe start ends, then they can lift. And Op 4 has decided... Interesting. They're not going to hold Sector 1. What exploded? Oh, they have a smoking Huey ambient over here. Interesting. So they're gonna hold Sector 2, maybe send groups down to Sector 1 as well. Got Cole kinda... What? Cole channeling his inner Skyrim horse. Okay. I don't have any. Jesus Christ. What was that? I like Op4's positioning here. They're taking this whole ridge line, but they need to instead consolidate into Sector 1 itself. Looks like they're trying to get a Vic in here as well. But yeah, I mean, that fallen tree is going to stop it. Trying to get it over the tree. Just, I don't know. But anyway, Green 4 being stopped by, a 50 cal Vic opening up on a transport Vic, knocking the driver out. Everyone's trying to get out quickly. This one Vic driving back to reload. This is perfect. This is exactly what Op4 wanted to do with its armed Vics. Unfortunately, one of the Vics is down. One of them woke back up, though, and is immediately taken out again. Oh, I almost missed this. That would have been horrible. But they still got one of their armored Vics here. They just have to go in there and basically get some more kills here. But that's going to stop Independent, making them slower to advance on those sectors. Instead, I think this Vic's going to pull back and just wait for another opportunity. But let's look at the kill count. So we have Mountain and Legs. Legs is bleeding out. Probably not going to wake back up here. Whoop. Don't mean to take us out of position there. So there's Legs getting double tapped. And they were able to kill Nutty Person, the driver, but not get any other significant kills. So, not a positive KD there, but they were able to stop Independence movement, make them dismount early, so it's going to buy them time. But how much is the question? They still have 3 sectors to take. Boston deciding to hold up here for that sector. Difficult call there. Do those? Kind of an interesting effect about that smoke. And now they're holding right here. They've got the gun set up right there. They're hoping that they'll continue the drive. And they're going to pull up with one of their 50 cal Humvees, but they're stopping it early. So that M2 Humvee has an 100 round box, whereas this UAZ has a 50 round box. He's reloading a fresh box as well. Finishes that reload. The M2 Humvee doesn't notice. Ooh, we just saw both the gunner and driver get taken out right there. Other Humvee is pulling up, though. But missed most of his shots. There we go. That's what we wanted to see. I think the driver woke back up. We saw a lot of blood come out of that Vic, though. I'm surprised he's still alive after taking 12.7. But yeah, now the attack Vics are pushing up. If the Dishka were to just stay here, I think it's going to keep going after the M2s. If they were to stay there, they'd still be able to score some kills, but they're driving up this path now. They could just wait out the convoy to continue. But good calls there. Looks like the gunner just woke back up. I just like the strategy that's going on here with that guerrilla tactics. With the guerrilla tactics, excuse me. So now we're on the UAZ, come back down the path. They might be able to faintly hear the car, but it's unlikely. So they just got to put the vehicle down. They can wait for more transport Vics to come by. I'm not sure if they're going to go by, though. And now we wait. So M2 cars are going to continue on with scouting. They're assuming they chased off the Dishka car. The Dishka car is going to wait right here. And oh no, we got an independent Vic coming up. It is full of dudes. If that Dishka car waits and lines up its shots, it could get some significant damage in here. But no, the the Hemmett's turning around actually, and the Dishka car, I guess sensing this, guess getting impatient as well, is also going to come down the road. Thinking that maybe Green 4 is going to go the other way on this route. So they're going to pull down, and if they're quick, they could catch some of these Vics out of position. I mean, this is that command? No, it's a platoon HQ. Ooh, this could be bad. The M2s, meanwhile, they're reconning out this route. Oh, the Air Vic, by the way, dropping off a bunch of dudes right there on Boston. Boston's kind of sticking out like a sore thumb. Oh, this Dishka car. It's gonna try to find them. Well, a dismounted car right there. We'll see if they slow down for that. Well, if that Dishka car keeps going, they could catch the tail end of that Vic. And Boston firing at the helicopter, probably not the smartest idea since effing a chopper gunners. Ooh. Ooh. Oh no. Yeah, so the UAZ just tried to slow down to stabilize, but that car is still going. Chopper still isn't spotted. Come on, real quick. Oh, he's just circling that position, strangely enough. Yeah, where's the Jaws theme when you need it? I just heard a grenade go. Oh, they've switched the rear guns. Oh, but the 50 cal just killed 3 dudes. And the driver just dismounted. Oh, and he gets shot in the back by some of the guys on the back of the truck. Good shot. And that car is pulling away, but they were able to score, looks like only 1 kill on the 2IC, but everyone else survived. Nasty. You got command dismounting right here, traveling through this area. This is where I built a custom base one time. Oh man, the bad memories of this spot where I watched so many bad decisions. But yep, now he's down to a solo crew here. It is I can't even find him on the roster right now. It's Vagrant. But Independent doing some dismounting here. Op4 has, because of that harassment, it's bought them a lot of time to reposition and hold Sector 1 now. We're seeing some units come around here. And it looks like this Op4 group is actually here to overwatch that sector. So actually, are any of you a demo guy? No, this would be a perfect spot for a demo man to watch and blow this area up. But I don't see the demo anywhere. There's that harassment done, but I thought that was pretty good. It slowed down Independent and it got some kills in, which is the best you could have asked for something like that. And you still have Boston firing at the helicopter. He's trying, but now he's getting shot at by a marksman here, so Boston's forced to jump down. Looks like he's crippled from that. And that was Carlson up here, was able to easily spot him on the side of that building. But Boston needs to find a plan B here, and you got the M2 Humvees pulled around right here as well. It's probably going to be another 5 to 10 minutes of setup time before we see another bout of contact here. Unless the UAZ car tries to do something, but by now Independent's dismounting and starting to make their advances, coming up the ridgeline here. Now, Normally, I hate seeing units put out like this, but I like it in this case because either Independent assaults Sector 2, and then this force is able to counterattack and envelop the Independent force that goes in, or Independent tries to attack Sector 1, and then this force sticks on the outskirts and fires down from anything they can see. So this in-between room in the jungle is gonna help them out here, but I wonder if Green 4 is gonna send forces up to this place to overwatch Sector 3 being taken and catch these 3 guys out of position. Flood's been doing exceptionally well tonight. He might be able to get a few extra kills to try to nullify Independent's number advantage, because once you get up to this ridgeline, it actually gets to pretty flat terrain with only a little bit of jungle kind of obscuring your vision. So Boston now just hiding in the little fenced off portion right here. Not the worst idea. Again, I would have preferred the other one right here, because A, it's in the sector, and B, it's a lot harder to get flanked because players aren't going to be able to get their gun through this angle. So he'd be able to hold that a bit better, whereas he's constantly having to check back and forth here. Might be too late now to move to that other spot, though, because Green 4 is going to be overwatching. Yep, you better believe that area is open right here. He's been shot up quite a few times as well. So Green 4, meanwhile, they are moving up along to take this big ridge line. They're not going to really be able to see much from this spot, though. They can actually see the frickin' off-road. For me, it's bright red. You got to remember the vanilla off-roads, they run a script where every client sees a different color. I don't know why they fucking do that, but they do that. So I don't know what colors they're going to get, but red off-roads are pretty easy to spot in the jungle itself. And now you're having the M2 Humvees firing at the previous position where they assumed Boston was doing some quick drive-bys to suppress that area to try to spook the Op4 guys from moving, but Op4 is not going to move at all here. And now I'm willing to bet Vargrim is going to drive up and find the dismounted Vix, yep, of Independent here. So I wonder if he's going to try to get behind them and just follow them up, and he could do some pretty nasty damage if he catches Independent guys out of position. Oh, we got some desync happening in the chopper here. Bowhammer looks like he fell out and pancaked. And he is now dead. And he rage quit. Ouch. Hey, Barb, was that a host or a raid? How you doing, man? I don't even know what you were streaming. It was a host? Thanks, man. Boston is in the technical edge of the frickin' sector. That's kind of cute. Now you have the Huey flying low over this ridge to kind of watch it here. You got 3 Op4 guys here as well. One of them has a marksman rifle, but I thought I saw some binos going out in this direction, but they don't really see anything. Independent's using that Huey to kind of scout this ridge out. And Op4 is going to keep that Vic manned. Is the gunner on the other side? No, there's no gunners here, and you're seeing the marksman now trying to shoot out the helicopter. You saw some bullets bounce off it. They're pulling back now, but now Independent knows that there are some Red 4 guys over there. Ooh, some AT being launched from across the ridge, I think from the Charlie team. Probably using a Maz shell. Landed that right in the middle of an Op4 formation, Independent formation, but because it was an AT shell, it didn't really do that much damage. Meanwhile, we have Gorski, these guys trying to get on some higher ground, almost skylining against the Independent forces. And now we might see some first contact here. Independent knows there's something over here, but Op4 doesn't know that this is the entire Independent force, or at least their original spearhead. Grenadier round going up. Patriot getting a kill off of a machine gunner on top of the hill. Independent's not going to be able to hone in on Op4's position. They're jumping around, though. Perfectly thrown grenade to cover their retreat. Wow. Pretty good. Now you're seeing some machine gun fire going on the rear side of this ridge. And Op4 is going to pull back with that free kill. Meanwhile, Green 4 in closing circle, Sector 3 here. And you're seeing some more suppressing fire coming out along this ridge, because Op4 is trying to, you know, get some more free kills in. So it's going to be really hard for Green 4 to find where Op4 is, because Op4 is... Is that who I think it... Yep, Flying Fin in a tree. He's used enhanced movement to climb into the tree. It's the Flying Fin special. He's one of the few people I know that's able to do that. And they're actually getting some pretty nasty hits in here. We're seeing a lot of blood. And it's also because this moon is stuck in this little ridge, and he's unable to get out. Ah, yes, the Flying Fin trap. Now you got Op4 Platoon HQ just came up, got a kill on, that was Stratton getting a kill on Independent guy that fell over. This was a medic because he has that Mark 14. And we just saw Dreek get shot by another Op4 guy. Oh, getting some more kills up here, but he doesn't realize how many Independent guys. He's about to be overwhelmed if Independent can close the gap, but Independent is none the wiser right here. He's getting so many free kills. GL's going over and around. Boston doing his best to hold his own over there. Another kill. And Boston, I think, just went down. No, he went out of the sector. And now he's trying to hold. Independent, it's really hard to get an angle in here. And Op4 gets knocked out by some guys along the ridge line here. But that was a good amount of kills to get to help balance things out. Now you see PKM Machine Gunner trying to suppress the smoke over here. Double tap going on Stratico, but he wasn't officially killed, but Warwick making sure he goes down. And Warwick getting some friendly fire from an Independent guy further back. Op4, I like the strategy they have. They're only operating in small teams, utilizing the jungle terrain to their advantage as encountering the fact that Independent has all their guys in one large group. So they're able to get a lot of extra kills in here and stay mobile because it's easier to coordinate with only one or two guys compared to the full team that Independent is. But Independent were able to kill off Boston. Normally I like watching those small fights, but this one was... This one had me hooked, and we'll see Independent. I think the chopper is going to try to attempt a landing, and I guess land people along this ridge, potentially. Or try to open up a new flank. It's difficult to say, but I mean, if the Huey wants, it could land close by one of these rocks and deploy additional guys, but it is risky since Op4 pretty much has this position locked down. At least Independent can infer that based off of being able to take Sector 3 and getting in firefights on the outskirts of Sectors 2 and 1. So we have some more firing coming out from an Op4 keyhole right here. That is the Marksman rifle. Patriot on 3 kills right now, trying to get some shots on the heads of more Independent dudes. But unfortunately, a grenade knocked him out. No, it might have been this guy. Mannerheim coming up. Got the kill on Patriot's battle buddy. There's the double tap. And there goes Patriot's body down the ridge. And he lands next to where his other guy was. Body slid down. So Mannerheim on 2 kills. Again, one of the better players in FNF. And you're seeing some Grenadier fire from one Green 4 guy, part of command who's pushed up on his own. Actually, no, that's Twigkin himself. Warlords is suppressing Sector 2. So what I'm curious about is this Green 4 3-man team going to try to come around and flank that major Independent group? And where are these Independent guys going to go? I think they're going to mount up. Yep, they're going to take Op4's vehicles and move them around. What happened here? TSB was in these Vics. I'm willing to bet they played bumper cars. based off of how they're both missing wheels and smoking, and we have a bunch of downed people in the VIX themselves. Because there's no way in hell Boston did this. So, let me look down. If I look at Independent, am I going to see... Where's TSB? They're not even on the server anymore. Where's Galil? Where's Iceberg? Yeah, so he's one of the survivors, but we see people like Potatoes and Reapers in those VIX. Yep. Yep. Oh yeah, no, Moon, I saw you got eaten in the ridgeline here. Explosive trap going off. Really good placement there. Not sure if it got anybody, but that was a good trap to lay by Op4. That was Valhallan, but Independent put their guys a little too far to the north. Iceberg told me he was gonna do no, he said he was gonna go he was gonna go shoutcast with Indigo Wolf. Never mind. Now we see the helicopter trying to fire in, but it's gonna be... Yeah, he's just firing at the village itself because he's got nothing else to really PID on. Now you got a green 4 guy right here. Russ is gonna move past him and potentially get shot here. Yep, he goes down, runs into the middle of 2 Independent guys, and now here's where the jungle combat's truly gonna begin. This 3-man team needs to come in and close the gap. They can do a lot of damage to this green 4 push. And now we have Op4 Command himself. Hassinger. I don't know where Twig King went. He was on the northern flank. Is he down? Yep, he's dead. So both commanders are probably about to be dead. Unless Hassinger catches this one guy or just holds in those bushes. He might try to wait for the main force to pull by and then hit him on the rear. Homebrew Cocaine, meanwhile, coming up. I don't think he survived. Nope, he was hit by Warwick and Bridges coming around. And there's only 3 guys holding that sector. And Independent deploying additional forces to that area. And Op4 again with another 3-man team out of position. We got Pronix and Galil at the VIX. They could probably take another green 4 Vic and move in. So Op4 trying to get some keyholing out from their buildings here, but Independent has a shit ton of numbers coming in. Grenadier rounds going in here, managing to knock a guy to his feet. That sector is down. There's a 4th defender coming in. It would be Nemesis. We got Major East right here. He potentially has some explosive traps in the sector. He's just waiting to set them off. Independent taking the high ground here. That was Infidel knocked out. And we got Valhallan could potentially get behind the green 4 offensive here. We're seeing these 3-man groups trying to close the gap, except Killinger is off on his own again. Another Independent flank coming up as well. That helicopter is not going to be effective here. It's just going to be blindly suppressing. So I don't think Op4 really has to worry about that. But now we have Independent guys entering the zone, trying to get a keyhole on Yanni as he bandages. Yanni's going to immediately stick his head out. Try to find the shooter. Mannerheim, Poe, Warwick entering from various sectors. Ooh, Nemesis just got caught out of position and engaged by Mannerheim. It's now up to Major East and Yanni. I say that and Yanni gets taken out. East, if you got explosive traps, now would be the time. Ooh, we might catch Mannerheim out of position here. Omeowa. Munshinderu. And East manages to knock him out. Let's see. Mannerheim still might wake up from that, but East is the last guy holding. And unfortunately, he gets sideswiped. And that is Sector 2 gone. Some of these Op4 guys could now close the gap here. We got Vargrant, Debrit, and Valhallan. Valhallan's pulling back. Vargrant and Debrit could push the offensive here. and whittle down Independent's numbers a bit more, but Op4 are doing their best to kind of hold this section itself, and the chopper's firing at the smoke right there. But I don't think really Op4 has the numbers to hold that remaining sector. They're too spread out within it. I should see a lot more guys in that actual temple construct. I forget who was with Skelly, but he is down. Skelly's on his own now. We got Butters and Porter down to the south, just kind of chilling. Meanwhile, we have that 3-man group coming in close. I'm not sure if this Independent guy hears Muniz. We got D-Brit moving right behind Doc, but again, this is the jungle. They have no idea they are this close to each other. Gotta really turn that effect volume up and listen for those footsteps. It looks like Doc is trying to medic up a dead body. And D-Brit heard the medical and came up and just gave Doc a good night. Meanwhile, we have Oberder coming up. He's the no, it's Master Ethan from the last highlight. How can I forget? He's the Mat team gunner, though. And again, he's looking for some of the Op4 guys on the rear. We got Muniz, who's also turned around. Could potentially catch Op4 out of position here, but it can go either way. And it looks like Vagrant spotted Muniz and took him out. I'm doing a lot of confirming on the map, because again, it's really hard to find the proper angles in the jungle here. And Ethan trying to play this super defensively. And Skelly has regrouped with Butters and Porter, and Independent's now pulling away from that sector to regroup with this attacking force that came from Sector 3. We also have Pop-Tart on his own as a medic. I think it was AFK. We saw him back here, and now he's slowly moving in. And Independent's trying to consolidate their force to come down at a different angle, but oh! We just had Ethan try to pull away, but Vagrant heard him and was able to engage him as he was pulling back. So again, these 3-man Op4 teams could do a lot of damage. We're seeing Galil and Pronex surviving from that technical mishap coming in. We also have another 3-man Op4 team coming in from the north. Could potentially get behind this massive Independent push. But it looks like the next bit of battle is going to be over here, with this Op4 group hiding on this area. They're watching this little trail to see if Independent come in. But Independent are right on top of this position. Oop! A lot of fire going in. They knock out Constructor as he thought he saw something down there. But that fire is going to attract a lot more Independent guys. And they're going to see the blood and see the body. And Independent now is suppressing Butters because he's kind of caught out in the open there. Skelly and someone from the command team were really close together. Grenades being thrown. Nope, it is smoke. Got Skelly literally right next to, to Drake right here. Heard some AT get fired off. They're crawling back so they don't know. They can't hear each other right now. Welcome to Jungle Warfare. And the other Op4 guy gets walked up on, except Poe gets knocked out by Fist. A little bit of miss PID here. It looks like Skelly also went down. That was a kill, so I think it was Anderson there, because Anderson's the only one with some kills on that area, so he managed to save Drake. So command team looking out for themselves. Op4 remounting in Sector 1, prepping for an offensive here. And you're seeing some double taps going off as well. And you might be able to see Poe get medicked up, because there is a medic close by. It would be Wiki. Op4, meanwhile, they're back in Sector 2. Could try to follow those gunshots and come around Independent. And we have Independent starting to march forces down to try to get into the sector. We got Finn in a tree right here. He's not really going to be able to get that many angles here from being on the top of that tree, so he's going to have to find a way down to be useful again. But I commend him for, you know, getting in this tree and firing at that far ridge. That was a pretty interesting tactic. He was able to box Moon in, for example. Numbers seem a little on the even side. Looks like the 3-man team dismounted their Vic right here. and they're gonna start coming in. And if these small Op4 teams can keep getting behind Independent, I think Op4 can pull this one through. Oh, look, was that an explosive trap? No, that was a bunch of grenades going off and managing to knock out some Independent guys. So Finn, I guess, heard their communications and threw some grenades from the top of the tree. And now Independent's kind of combing around looking for him. There's no way in hell they're going to find him up there. If I was on the ground, I would not think Finn would have been able to get into these high trees, but it is possible to jump from there, and that's making Independent get jumpy and shoot at each other. Oh, God, the chaos he's causing. And then Finn's able to find him in the open right there. Heard more AT go off, probably against Pierce. And yeah, they're still being jumpy with each other. Oh, and he's able to catch Finn, and Finn goes falling out of the tree. Oh! Finn, unfortunately running out of ammo for his magazine. But wow, that was a great shot. I agree, Slim. Now we got Op4, one of the three-man groups coming down the forest. They're gonna run into T5 Bay and Warlords, two really good players, and the other three-man team coming down. But anything can happen in the jungle. We might see Vargrin catch T5 Bay out of position here, because T5 Bay still thinks he's in the tree, and there's some sideways shots. Bay immediately trying to pull away. Goes guns up, Grenadier rifle. Yeah, that's gonna make him pull back. He's gonna try flanking along the far left. Gonna rely on the audio PID of that launcher because he's close enough. Also, Pop-Tart's managed to get in the AO. He is now climbing down to the south, and Green 4 is gonna take the little sliver opening we saw right here with that off-road to get in the low ground. Ooh la la. Yep, Bay doing a wide flank. Let's go down here. We've got Montgomery leading the charge. Oh, this is... Oh, ooh! Montgomery gets a free kill because someone ran out on him. Wow. Wow! That grenade might knock him. Nope. Montgomery is now in the sector with T4 Urban Spencer. Montgomery getting a third kill. A fourth kill. Spencer joining him, knocking out Norse. Independent's gonna be able to steal this sector if they just knock Arcor out. But where is Arcor? Oh. Oh. Now that is cheeky. His buddy went down right here, Farks, but yeah, Green 4 have taken control of the main area of the sector. They just got to get to the actual temple top to fully clear it. That's legal. But yeah, no, they're going to have to basically climb up the side. But that is definitely clever. But if Arcor leaves that sector, he loses. He's firing over at some of the independent guys. Trying to come down right here. Op4 has dudes right here as well. They're trying to take out the rest of those guys in that group. But yeah, Green 4, they're trying to check every little corner here. They might realize that they're on the top of the temple instead. It's going to be really tough to get up there and counter, but really good job done by Montgomery and Herb winning that firefight, having just quicker reaction time than the defenders. Looks like T5 Bay was taken out. Op4, they have a chance to sweep this back, but it's looking pretty even. Ooh, we just had Platoon HQ. Anderson jump down, get a kill off one guy. As the body is slowly sliding off the hill. And you got Jeff looking up, trying to wonder where those shots came from. Ooh, but Anderson's going to be engaged by Arcor up here. But Arcor's unable to get the kill. You have FNF admin versus FNF admin here. And we got Jeff being fired at from Drake. And Drake manages to knock Jeff out. So Anderson, he's bandaging behind a tree right there. You got Op4 still firing at that helicopter. In all honesty, that helicopter doesn't even have gunners on it. It's literally just being a destroy. That was Flood. And he just knocked out the helicopter. At least it's not going to distract Op4 anymore, but wow. I mean, in retrospect, that helicopter hovering right there was just begging to get shot, but it was good, still a good shot nonetheless. Meanwhile, AT from Vagrant going down on this ridge. He is now cleaning these guys up. Other two independent guys, they're coming around. They just accidentally blew on blued. But I mean, you're seeing really good tactics on both sides here. Just ambush after ambush, both sides are conducting it. And now you're having Montgomery has wised up with Spencer. They're now checking the top of this temple, trying to find Arcor. He starts taking fire from Anderson. Yep, so he's pulled away. Ori was getting engaged from a different angle, possibly by Pop-Tart here. So he managed to get a lick in and make this guy pull back. And I mean, we've got Independent now scaling this temple. Op4 trying to get on top of more Independent forces here. There we go, Vagrant on his 4th kill, and Independent have no idea what's going on. We have a second guy, Cole, entering the sector. Real quick, I think he entered from the bottom, yep. So now if Arcor dies, Cole staying in there will be able to keep the zone. But I think Independent's been hearing those footsteps up there, and now they're trying to climb up to take Arcor out. But yeah, no, these guys, they need to rally into the sector themselves. They're holding this other temple building, which looks like they're pulling away from. They were in this one, but it's not going to be useful if they realize they're the only defensive force left. So Op4, meanwhile, wow, more kills have been delivered, and it looks like Mannerheim came up and scored the kill on Arcor. No, that was Montgomery, excuse me. Mannerheim died early in the round. But now because Cole's in here, he's going to be able to basically just hold in here until friendly forces can get in, the remaining Op4 guys specifically. But now they've got to fight an aggressive... they got to be offensive here as Independent. This route's now cut off because of that smoking Huey. But as long as they can get into the sector itself, we also have Stubby entering. That's Jeff down. And we have Voss trying to enter the sector itself. Op4 able to clean up the Independent forces out here. Now they need to come in. It's still anyone's game. Op4 dropping some of the Independent guys outside of the zone, but Op4 needs to rally in the zone itself. Martin at the top of the temple. These guys are all looking around, trying to find where the other guys potentially are, not realizing that there's Op4 guys now back in the zone. But this guy has a marks, he's got an MOS scope for his M14. So he could just stay up here and get headshots from any Op4 guys that come into the zone here. So Martin is now firing. He got a second kill in the few seconds. Trying to get a drop on Jameson here. Jameson now returning fire, but he gets headshotted. These guys need to close the gap and come in ASAP. Independent having the numbers advantage here. Pop-Tart coming in as well, but Martin getting a third headshot. We are at 10.5 minutes, though. Do you think Op4 could stall for 10 minutes? Independent's gonna have to come down here. You got, I mean, Cole doing a good job. He's in a corner here. Stubby could also do a really good job, again, just hiding in a corner. But Stubby's being chased by Sankt. And Sankt, oh, he goes the other way. Sankt doesn't hear his footsteps, though. We're at cat and mouse here. Galil might get caught out of position by D-Brit, or he's going to run right into him. Galil's able to run right into Killinger, knocks him out, but D-Brit turns around trying to hit Galil and manages to take him out. Meanwhile, I missed it. Sankt, no, he did not get the kill. He's still looking. Sankt is chasing Stubby. But Stubby has the better weapon. Oh! All right, so Independent there was able to get the first shot. Didn't knock him out, though, in that barrage, and that let the M249 gunner just start unloading and knock him out because he had the superior weapon in terms of firepower. Yeah, and now you got you got Montgomery looking in from the top here, trying to get some licks in, hearing those gunshots on the bottom. If he looks down, he could catch Cole out of position. He's sticking his gun through the wall. He's trying to find an angle in which to hit him. There it is. And he knocks Cole out. Wow. So Stubby's medicing. He's got 3 people around. Op 4 needs to push their remaining dudes in here. We also have Poe who's up here. I guess he's been hunting, but this is down to the wire. 8 minutes remain. I don't see Stubby surviving for those 8 minutes. Looks like Martin is bandaging himself. I think D-Brit's trying to work on Killinger there. But Op 4, there's no way that these guys on the outskirts have comms with the guys on the inside. But this has turned into a very even match. You got to commend Mannerheim for... it's Martin and... Gosh, we can just look in the map. It's Martin, Pierce, and Montgomery. I keep calling Montgomery Mannerheim. My bad. But Montgomery doing a great job here. Up on 6 kills, Martin on 4, Pierce on 0. So, 10 kills between the 3 of them. They've been able to pretty much change this from what looked like was going to be an Op 4 victory down to Green 4. I mean, 10 kills is literally a squad. So we have D-Brit coming down. He's probably going to come down this way where the off-road Vic is. And Independent, they don't have the manpower to look around because they're trying to sight where the last Independent guy is, but he's probably just going to stay in this corner. I hope he doesn't go active in here because then he can just get picked off from the roof. But I think Independent, they're going to have to come down and deal with the last guy in there themselves. So that might give enough time for D-Brit to make it. Vargrant, meanwhile, overwatching, I believe. No, he's going to come in. Oh, but D-Brit gets picked off by Martin now on his 5th kill. It's going to be hide and seek. 6.5 minutes long. Honestly, I think Pierce, Montgomery, and Martin could easily re-breach this compound and take the kill. Vargrant could also change this. He's coming down too, but with how many kills Martin has and how, he's kind of locked down where he needs to look, I think he's just going to be able to get a kill on Vargrant too, unless he's caught moving. Oh, I stand corrected. Pierce got knocked to his feet by Vargrant. Oh, but he gets headshotted by Montgomery. It is now 3v1. So Stubby, he's got the best weapon here. He has a machine gun. He's fighting a guy with the 7.62 M14 with an MOS. He's got fighting against a 5.4 guy with a GP25, and he's fighting against a guy with that's I think an AKM. Looked like an AKM, otherwise it's a 7.62 rifle. So he's doing his best to kind of find keyholes here, but he's got to be really careful in this spot because he could easily get picked off, and I think that's about to happen. Actually, I don't think Montgomery spotted him. I think he might be picked off by Pierce here in a second, unless Pierce is looking away to bandage. Yep. What Independent needs to do is they need to have a guy on Overwatch, and then the other two kind of watching. And this is still Stuggy here, who lost that 1v1. Oh, don't leave the zone though. Okay, no, he's staying in the corner. This is gonna come down to who gets the headshot first. 4.5 minutes remaining. He's gonna make him work for it. That ass. Could go either way. Grenade blindly thrown in there by Pierce, I believe. Now he's looking in the sector. But Stubby's gonna go prone. And wait it out. Now you got Martin and Montgomery breaching in. Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we? He's not able to see past that body, though. Ooh. Just saw them. You just saw both of them. Three minutes for cat and mouse, but the cats are circling. The way they're going, they're gonna basically turn the corner, walk right in, and Stubby here, he's gonna basically have a few seconds to get first shot, but since he's bipoded, he's gonna have limited looking up, so his head's really exposed. Yep, he got stuck on that bipod, and there it is. He couldn't basically look up with that weapon, only got chest shots, but since his head was right there, he got knocked out pretty easily. I was also noticing in that previous firefight, Stewboy was having like I'd say like a second worth of lag in his firing. When I use lag in that sense, it was he was just slow to react. So, I mean, fighting Montgomery and Martin today, who have had some really fast response times, I figured that might have happened. But in my opinion, Stug also shouldn't have bipoded, because that only limited his gun to look up to their torso level. But, whew. That's it. There's the server. All right, guys, so... trying to think, what am I gonna do here? Let's go down and have a listen.
Thank you all for attending tonight. As always, we do appreciate it, and we appreciate you spending Friday nights. I know there's been some that have expressed interest in continuing on. If there's a staff member here that would like to re-host a mission and continue it on, you're more than welcome to do that. But as for me, I am going to be heading to bed for the night. You all have a wonderful Halloween weekend, and we look forward to seeing you here back at the next FNF. You all have a good one.
The mythical fourth round.
Come on, an FNF staff.
Fourth round.
Stay.
Fourth round.
Please
Fourth
host
round.
another
Fourth
one.
round.
Fourth round. Fourth round.
Fourth round.
Indigo, Martin, hardcore, please.
Hey, Pierce.
I've got to make food.
I think you're running like right on top.
Break.
We can put the server up, and if you guys want to host it yourself, it'll push through once everyone hits OK and stuff. If there's no one logged in as admin.
I'm not gonna stream the fourth round. No, I'm switching it to mission development.
The suicide run.
The free win.
I'm probably gonna go and chat. To be honest, there's not enough people here now anymore.
I mean, there's a decent.
I'll get TF.
Hey, Alcon. Hey, Alcon. Next week, can I get my castle mission up for the mythical fourth mission?
Maybe.
Well, if he's doing that, I want my waterlog
stuff.
for our fourth mission.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the team speak. I'm gonna transition this into whatchamacallit, mission development. So let's see. Yeah, we can have some after the fact stuff. There we go. Yeah, no, that was crazy to watch, man. I think all 3 of those rounds were pretty down to the wire. I'd say the weakest round was probably round 2, but you know that's just because Blue 4 won that fair and square. Round 1 was pretty, I would say, the most tense one in terms of how close it came either way, and the balance of power kept shifting back and forth. But you know, good stuff overall. So I'm gonna